and start with introductions. I suppose it's Capitalism Lab. It's meant to be. They are billions, but I cannot escape the desire to be playing more of this game. I've been thinking about it a lot over the past few days. It's a pretty deep and complex game, and I have not even scratched the surface with it so far, but not going to get any better if I don't try it out. I am running with a mod that puts in chatters and various other curious characters into the game, as well as their companies. Those get randomly picked from, so don't know who we're going to end up with, but we'll try and stick with one game so we don't have those jumping around. Same with custom in-game locations. I am running with the first two DLC. The next two add quite a bit of complexity that I don't think I'm ready for, so I'm leaving those off for now. Otherwise, let's get into a new game, shall we? Corporation name. Haven't really thought about that. Well, I'll just call it mucking about for now, since this is just a test. This will not be a long play of it. Not yet. That'll come once I understand the basics enough. Let's see, all the logos are in here, but I'm going to use this one. I've reserved it just for me so that none of the other companies get mixed up by me using that. Same with my own portrait. Oh, not going to Sato here. Almost all of these are added by people in the community that wanted to put themselves or their favorite characters in. Right, what's going on with this? 4 cities seems like a nice balance. I'm fond of that. Middling startup capital. The rest of this is fairly uninteresting. Competitor number, I should keep that low so that I don't get drowned in competition, but I want it high enough that we actually see some people. Tell you what, we'll go for 8 of them for now. They can also have moderate startup capital. I should really set that to low since I'm not very good at the game. Same with this, but we'll leave it as is. We'll just jump into it, shall we? The game will give you goals, so I might as well check out the King of Capitalism goal, and thankfully the game starts out paused, giving me plenty of time to assess the situation and think about it. I'd probably be very prudent to actually save the game here. In case things go really Pete Dong and I go bankrupt, I want to keep the same setup. So let's just make a new save called Starting Out. And, well, let's assess what we have. First of all, what cities do we have? We've got Cape Town, New Orleans, Timbuktu, and Helsinki. And what are the stats of those towns? Sadly, you lose the world map and get this generic blob of land that doesn't even change between games when you have the cities and something or other DLC, but take what I can get. All of them have pretty good real wage rate, so none of them can be used as a really cheap source of parts and labour, which is a little unfortunate for me, I suppose. I hear Timbuktu is returning. Well, actually, it's got the biggest real wage rate, so it's the place to be for working. Lowest unemployment as well. The populations are all pretty much the same. Otherwise, there doesn't seem to be much to say about any of them. I can open this up to make sure that we have constant information about each of the places that we're in. I imagine that real wage rate, the unemployment rate, and their economic state can change. They're all in a state of expansion, so good for me. Now, which is the first one on the list? Might as well start there with Cape Town. Right, there's a lot of information to digest before we even start building anything, so let's get to digesting. I like to think I can understand at least a few things about this now, as opposed to before where it was just a slew of information and I didn't even know where to start with it. First and foremost, oh, the other corporations don't exist yet. Well, they will shortly. The cities, though. Something that I want to look at immediately is the supply and demand index for both housing and office space. At a glance, it seems that the desire for housing is just barely met in all of the cities, and the desire for office space is sky high in everywhere but Cape Town. So my first thought will be that I want to jump on that. I have precisely one working strategy in this game, at least I think it works. I've tried it a few times, it seems to be okay, and that is a real estate and retail synergy. Hopefully someday I'll be good enough to work on manufacturing as well, and someday I even dream of learning how the banking works. In any case, we said everywhere but Cape Town has the demand for office space, right? Yeah, so let's start over at New Orleans. So, something I've come to discover is that if you simply want to just build an office space, I can't think of a good reason not to just build the biggest and best one out of these. You don't just pay that 13 million for the building, you pay, well, in this case 6 million for the land here. What if we were to do it out here? About 5 million. We were to do it right in the heart of the city? 7 million. So land is very expensive and is needed for just about everything you build. So I started reading up about land value, and land value is impacted by a bunch of things. It's generally the proximity to other nice things, like other houses, hospitals, universities, places to work, places to do lots of things. So that turned my mind to real estate. Perhaps I can be good enough to offer the real estate that people are after. So that's what I'm going to do. And to do that, well, I'll be at an advantage if I have more money to play around with. So I'm going to go straight to the bank. They will lend me the amount of money that, well, my credit limit is the amount of money I have, so that's rather generous of them. I'll take that straight up to double the amount of dosh that I have. So, as best I can understand it, I've tried this quite a few times, so this should work. It shouldn't not work. I can buy land and then develop it. And because everything is instantaneous in this game, I should be able to sell it back, potentially at a profit, but at the very least it should subsidize the cost of what I'm building. So, I'm going to buy up this land, and maybe even a bit more. I'll buy this land and this land. Now, I can't buy roads, unfortunately. Maybe if you do something with, becoming the mayor, you can place roads. I don't know. I just do not know. I want to buy a bit more land, though. Now, you can buy land as normal if there's not a house on it. If there is a house on it, then you have to pay to remove that house. Same for building on top of one. However, if it's just got their nice ornaments and gardens, I can just come in and buy that I shall. So I'm going to buy up a whole bunch of this land here, and then I'm going to do a very small amount of developing. I'm going to put in this nice big chunky, there or there, I think I'll put you there. Yeah, nice big chunky commercial building. Now that's going to fill up the demand for commercial buildings around here. Now, if I'm looking around, I've managed to increase the value in some of these by almost a percentage. And 1% on 700,000, well, it's not terrible, but it's not the kind of money we're looking for. What I found was that if you also flank it with apartments, I'm just going to do the cheapest, crappiest apartments that there are here, because I'll own the land, I can always improve the apartments later on. By flanking it like that, the value of this land has gone up quite a lot. Over here, you can see in the top left, it gives the purchase cost. I paid 729,000 for this single square of land here, and thanks to my development, it's gone up by 61% to 1.17 million. The same goes for a bunch of this land. Some of it's doubled in price or more, and I find that there's an aura of about 4 tiles when I do this. So it's pretty strong here, it goes up by 92, then out to 57. If we come up here, 38, 45, 0.45. So it kind of stops having an effect around here. How about out here? At the very least, the stuff that wasn't affected, I can still sell back the amount that I paid for it. Even down here, there was a little bit of an increase, probably not much to make it worth doing that. However, it does mean that I can now go and sell that land back. Thank goodness you can just do this with one big stampy tool. And there, thanks to my development plan here, the government was so eager to have the land back that they paid me more than I paid for that. Now, that's already, well, I mean, that's only $1 million, I wouldn't care so much about that, but I still own this land, and I have the buildings on it. Unfortunately, these apartments are probably going to cost me money, because as we saw here in New Orleans, yeah, the supply and demand index for housing is positive, so there isn't actually a current demand for it. What I think I will do is I will reduce the rates of my apartments in the hopes that I can suck people away from other people's apartments. That's the dream, at least. But the real win here is that paid for and allows me to keep my commercial building, and my commercial building should make me raw profit thanks to the supply and demand index around here. So if I do that a few times around New Orleans, I should be in the money. I can't just do it over here though, because no one's going to live and work so far away from the rest of the city. At least not until the point where I can supply this with a lot more things, but I'm not at that point. I'm far from it. I have got paltry amounts of money compared to what I should have, or indeed could have. So if we do that a little bit more, we should be plenty in the money. Even if I make a slight loss, it's okay, because it's going to subsidize my costs for 444 building up these buildings that will be making me money, the commercial buildings and the like. So again, I'm being careful not to crush these houses, because these houses, I believe, also increase the property value. I don't think these trees and parks and things do. If they would, the game would be telling me that I'm losing money on these places that I'm buying out. But it doesn't. Like I said, I might find something is completely wrong with this as I go along. I'm tinkering around, but this is the product of having done quite a lot of tinkering around. So again, I want to stamp you down, relatively safe in the knowledge that you have an aura of about 4 tiles. And then again, going to flank you with apartments. Now maybe there are better ways to set up the apartments around it, but it's easy to think and remember by just doing that. So again, we can look at the land. Yes, some of this has gone up massively in value. I could put more of them down. I could put like an apartment here, another smaller commercial building here. But I think that would backfire. It would reduce the amount of land that I'm able to sell back. It would laden me with more apartments that I do think are going to be a deficit for me. And in the end, this one's working. Although I wouldn't mind rocking the boat for experimentation's sake. See, that one I actually made a bit of a loss because I had 201 million for. Now I just have 200 million. But the ability to get these built up works for me big time. I think a lot of my losses were made because these houses, I didn't buy them up, so I didn't develop the land. It might have been more cost effective just to buy them. In fact, I think we'll try that next time. We'll just say, screw the houses, we have the money, and just stomp right down on them. Be very funny if this just backfires on me big time, but let us find out. So, if I'm gonna set... Well, actually, I could do it like this. If I were to set you down here, for example, and then I just imagine the aura of 4 around you. Wow, that is cruel. And then slam you down. It was here, right? Yeah, it was probably there. This one might cost me a bit of money, but at the very least I'm getting these buildings which should be able to make a fat chunk of cash for me. I'm hesitant to ask Jake, but is there a spreadsheet just yet? No, there's no spreadsheet yet. I don't know what I'd be putting on my spreadsheet. It would be really nice to have a spreadsheet that had the supply chains, I must admit. See, I made a bit of a loss on that, and to make matters worse, I just crushed a lot of people's homes for no good reason, but that's business, I'm afraid. So I'm wanting to check and see how we're doing on the office space index. It's looking at about 30, so there's certainly space for more offices. I wonder if we could jig it up a bit, try a different office setup. So like I said, I do want to experiment here. I've done plenty of experimentation off stream, but these things can change. Right, I think I'll try developing this, for example. So let's keep an eye on our money. We're at 197 million and a half, if you want to be that precise. So if I just buy up a bunch of land here and I try developing, let's try different buildings, for example. Let's try this one's certainly the smallest, but I don't know if it has as much of an effect as the other one. Let's try it, shall we, though? Let's build you here with an apartment there. Build you here with another apartment next to it. And build another one, say, here with an apartment next to it. Goodness, this is expensive. This better pay off. Where'll I put the apartment? Put one here, and one here. See what that does for us. The land value has gone up, it's hard to deny, but nowhere near as high up as we had with the other setup, so this one might not make me anywhere near as much money as before. Yeah, look at that, that's about 20 million down the drain, but I did get more buildings out of it. I suppose that's part of the cost right there. It's more land and more buildings that I'm holding on to. 3 of those, though, worked wonders on the office index, so 1 more in this place should be good. I imagine their demand for office spaces will grow as well. Then again, if I leave them in a bit of a deficit, nah, another competitor will just come in and take it. Of that I'm almost certain. So I'll do it one more time here in New Orleans and then move on to somewhere else. Yeah, that should be alright. Bear in mind the aura that you're going to spill out here. Of course I can always move you along a bit here, not have to worry about what I'm doing with you. I think this whole looking at the aura thing works alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, I'm here to make money. I can't be losing money on this venture. That wouldn't be strictly capitalism. Although now I'm a bit iffy about where I put the apartments. I guess I could put you there and there. Hopefully that works. I don't think that boosted it anywhere near as much as I should have. Yeah, there we go. Made a little loss on that as well, but that's no big deal. This isn't just going to serve me quite well for setting up these hopefully profitable commercial buildings. It's also going to inflate the assets of my company, which I should be able to put to use later on. So Timbuktu, similar story. They need a lot of office spaces. Now, I wonder if I could just do the same kind of thing, but bigger. What if I set down multiple office buildings, the big ones, because they seem to be giving me the good returns. Ooh, gold. Should keep that in mind. I like the idea of getting into the gold industry. I don't know how truly profitable it would be, though. This seems like an alright area for working on the development, so let's try that. So if I own a big fat chunk of this land, I'm limited to just how much land I can buy up, mind. Actually, my money is too limited to be doing multiples of these. That's a shame. That's a goram shame. I spy the opportunity for a bit more money. I'm going to steal these people's gardens. There we go. I wonder what the capacity of these buildings are. Still, slam you down, get ourselves another couple of apartments around, and then sell the land back. Be nice to make a bit of a profit on some of these. I've been dribbling my money away. There we go, 175. I think that's quite good. And that took a big chunk out of the Timbuktu demand for it. So a few more of these, and then I'm going to let it unpause for a bit. The other companies will invade the place. We'll check out how they're doing. And then it'll be time to branch out, because there's two parts of this idea. I want retail and real estate. And right now we're just doing the real estate. I imagine real estate just prints money for a long time, but hard to be too sure about that. Ooh, the setup here is really, really rather bad, actually. If I'm going to be setting up there, it's going to have an aura of 1, 2, 3, 4, so a lot of this is surplus to requirements. Thankfully, buying and selling land that you're not actually doing anything with, as long as the game is paused, doesn't seem to have any poor effects for you. Yeah, that seems quite good right there. I feel like I could make a bit more money if I was branching these out a bit more, but since I only have a couple $100 million, I can't buy up all this land, it's way too expensive. There we go, okay, made a nice little sum on that. And the office supply index probably requires 1 or 2 more around here. So if I had more money, I'd just be stamping this down willy-nilly. But, you know, I'm just a poor guy here. Way too poor. That's why I need money, to combat my poorness. So, do a little bit more of that. Yeah, with a range of about 4. Again, ooh, Capitalism news. How did I even bring that up? I think I hit N for news there. The game has a lot of hotkeys. And again, we can see some of this land value just doubling in worth overnight. Good thing nobody's cottoned on to my plans here, otherwise they wouldn't be giving me such cheap rates on the land. Alright, Helsinki, I believe you're the last one that I'm going to be fiddling around with here. There we go, and Helsinki has a pretty huge demand for it. So I'd love to just do a big stamp down here and do it all the way along, but I do not have the capital for that. So sadly I gotta do it one at a time. Well, there is another way that I could deal with that. Why don't we do that shortly? What I'm going to do is unpause the game, let a bit of time run, And what I want are two things. One is that I want the other corporations to appear. I believe after a few days, yeah, they start pouring on in. That doesn't seem like all of them, though. Yeah, there we go, another one's coming in, the Eagle Syndicate. We'll have a closer look at them, but hopefully yeah, there we go. My credit limit has shot up because my assets have shot up. So I will actually repay all my loans and then take out one big fat loan, and then I have a lot more money to go stomping down and around here with. Which is quite the curious thing, since my company hasn't actually done anything. We haven't been making money at all. We're just playing the long con. Don't worry about us. Let me think. Bit of a shame to be losing so much on this side of it, but that's okay. I think if I just do a nice strip of office buildings and non-office buildings, we should be able to make some fat bank on this. So if I put you there, for example, if you have an aura coming out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, put another one there, for example, and then flank both of these with apartments. I didn't check what my initial amount of money was for this, which might have been a mistake, but there you go. So yeah, some of this land just straight up doubling in value is rather nice. The real con, selling nothing for something. It's just land that I claim as mine, and then as soon as I build up around it, people think it's worth something. And who knows, maybe it is. Actually, it really would be, because suddenly if you were to put, say, a shop here, you would actually get the foot traffic of people that work in these. So this land, it's not that nothing's happening to it, it has become more valuable. If I wanted to set up my own store here, it suddenly has a traffic index of 30, whereas normally putting it out in the boonies it has 9, so no joke, it does increase that. And that's why I think retail and real estate would synergize well. If I had more capital, I would actually be able to just build up a whole area that has jobs, places to work, and, well, it's not on the map right now, but retail. So that works quite well for us. Helsinki probably needs another little batch of that, because Helsinki was pretty desperate for office space. Yeah, another strip like that. The only thing that bothers me is that there's a bit of a jump between here and here, so I'm going to have a hard time attracting people into my apartments. I don't think I'll have a hard time attracting them into the commercial buildings, because there is a lack of commercial building, so likely they will be drawn to that whether they want to or not. Their compliance is a non-factor. Right, where else can I be doing this to? Around here seems alright. What you can do is you can look over here. The darker brown or even redder it is, the higher the land value, which is a good indicator of population density and service density. So here, where there's a TV station, a library, a radio station, and the stock exchange, which I think acts as the capital of the town, or the center of the town, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is the place to be. This land is very expensive, and it's already filled with things that I think the government own. Yeah, the government owns this, so I don't know how you can get it off the government. Maybe there's a way, maybe there's not. There's so much I don't know about the game. And in fact, if you do know things about the game, I would invite you to backseat your socks off, because I am very curious about learning this game, but I gotta admit, the amount and the quality of the available guides for this game are shockingly bad. I like to think I've got a pretty good, firm grasp on economic games. I've played a fair shake of them and have proven to be quite competent at many of them. But my goodness, if this game just kicks my ass in a variety of ways. And a lot of the guides that I've been seeing are written as if you already know the game. Or there's a lot of bragging guides. It's like, hey, how to make money with bankers. It's like, great, I want to understand how the banking works. And it's just this big brag about how much money this one guy has made. No real actionable information on how. Or the rationales behind certain actions. You know, that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. I might make a bit of a loss on this the way I'm building this up, but I just wanted to slam some stuff down and see how it works. I'm tempted to put another one over here. Yeah, what the heck, why not? There we go. This place needs a lot of commercial buildings. Actually, I might have gone overboard on it. Oh, I did go overboard on it. Well, that's alright. Actually, it's not alright. It's going to eat into my bottom line, but I've built them now, and if you build something, you can't suddenly unbuild it. So, here are your apartments. This is an awkward space, but there you go anyway. Oh yeah, but some of this land, the land between all here has shot up by about 200%. I don't know how much money I started with doing this, but let's see how much money we're going to end up with. Hopefully somebody took something of note. At the very least I can check my bank with how much I took out as opposed to all this. So there we go. I've built up my real estate empire as it starts. All the cities have commercial buildings and crappy apartments with my name on them. I'm going to take the first city in the list, which is Cape Town, and make that my headquarters to make sure that it's easy to remember where it is. I'll make sure my HQ's up here, wow, they'll even give me a bit more credit. And hey, my total loan ain't that bad. I could actually repay my entire loan, take out the maximum amount of money. Wow, we barely paid anything for all that. Did I take it all out? I thought they were going to give me more money than that, but whatever. There we go. Plenty of dosh. So, one thing I really want to do is buy out my own company. Hopefully nobody bought any shares in my place. I didn't mean to unpause the game without having done this. But yeah, here we go. Public shareholders, and then me. And the value is only slightly over $100,000. I guess people haven't had the time to rate us. I don't want anybody having shares in my company. I feel like it's just going to create complications down the line. So despite the costs, I'm just going to buy it all out. I suspect the value of my company is going to shoot up when they see all the assets that we have anyway. You took out 3,300 million. Yeah, there we go. It's working dividends already. So I want the headquarters. I'm just going to put it right at the top of Cape Town so it's easy to remember where it is. And the obvious thing is to set up a CEO office with myself in charge, receiving a modest salary. Now I also want to have a real estate department set up. I don't know if real estate does anything other than just set these. Now I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I'm going to undercut everybody on rent by about 8%, and I'm going to undercut on commercial by 2%, just so mine are slightly more inviting than the AI's. I assume the AI pegs it at 100. In fact, it'd be useful if I actually learned what these values are about rather than just slamming it down and hoping for the best. So this place, for example, we unpaused after building this, so it's about 5% full right now. There is a market... Let's see. Okay, well, let's try and actually digest this information. This is the Mucking About Commercial Building 3 in New Orleans. Distance to the CBT? Central Business District. I guess that's the very heart of the city, maybe where the stock exchange is. Commuting convenience, rent attractiveness, so it's a very middling place. Decent rent, and there's that market rent, which I assume my rent control people are going to move down automatically. I'd hate if they didn't do that. Supply is high, but demand is now high. And then should tell me the return on investment as it stays there. So I'm going to make a short-term loss because nobody's moved into these places. But I'm hoping after a short while the commercial buildings will make plenty of money and the losses won't be too bad on the apartments. The way I see it is those apartments, as the cities grow, are in good places. So I could build them up to be more, or as more people move in, they'll make me decent money on the rent. If nothing else, they swell the assets of the company and allow me to take out bigger finance to finance bigger things. Hey Jake, sorry if you answered this. Have you already figured out the factory throughput thingy? More or less. It's still not very clear, but you can take a look at a factory that is functional to see the units that are moving through it. I still don't think it's particularly great for seeing, but what do I know? It's complicated, right? Fun fact, Jake, the next DLC is most likely introducing some form of construction time, so enjoy this while it lasts. Really? I could get behind that. Placing things down immediately always feels a bit wrong to me. But that's okay. If I can't make my real estate empire this way, I would find another way. So that is the real estate put down. What am I going to do next? Well, I'm going to begin on the retail. Now, I really think the seaports are the way for this. What kind of stuff are they putting in here, by the way? Middling quality to even high quality goods coming in. So I should look at every place and set up a shop to try and corner the market on the imports, while I simultaneously think about what I'm going to set up as my own industry. The lovely bankers have given me a fat stack of cash, so I better put it to use. The sooner you invest, the better, right? So what kind of things are being sold here? The map tells us, actually. I believe I can only sell consumer goods. On the mini-map, we can see I for industrial and C for consumer goods. So I'd be looking and thinking, what do I want to sell? Do I want to sell leather bags, Coca-Cola? What even are you? Frozen pork. Doesn't look that frozen to me. So I could actually set up a supermarket that sells the cola, the pork, the yogurt. And I could set up, I don't know what sells blazers or televisions. Maybe a general store would work for that. I don't want to do the big discount store because it has a huge footprint that I'm not the biggest fan of. Still, I reckon I could do well on supermarketing. And this, I'm not going to care about the land price. I'm just going to slam it down in the center, because the larger the share I have, the better. So yeah, body care products in supermarkets. But supermarkets are big. I would actually rather have something a bit smaller. The department stores are huge. And then worst of all is the discount mega store. Look at the size of this thing. What is that, 4x4? It is. That's what you did in the tutorial. I'm not convinced that's the way forward. I should be looking for... wonder if a convenience... Yeah, a convenience store is nice and small. And a convenience store will serve... It'll serve a bunch of things, right? I'm looking for the best customer traffic index. I really wish the map would reflect this. Some color coding would go a long way. But right here, I can get 75 consumer traffic index. Costs 10 million to take this, but I will take it. So now I've set up my little convenience store, and I am going to bring in... And I'm only interested in seaports right now. So I could really just be selling cola and pork here, and that'd be fine. And I reckon people are going to want quite a bit of both. So I'm actually going to set up 2 sales units for the Coca-Cola, and I'm going to... purchase in... What would I rather have, pork or yogurt? Actually, I'd rather have which is the higher quality, and I can't see that from here. Well, the pricing on pork, the city average price of pork is sky high, so actually I think I can compete with that a lot easier. I'll go with the frozen pork. Might have made the cola the bad choice, but it's the first one I clicked on. So yes, let's get in on that frozen pork and have 2 sales setups for it. This setup of buying and selling things looked so alien to me when I first fired up the game, but the more I play around with it, the more I really like it. Now I'm not going to slap my own branding on these. I don't feel comfortable branding something that is imported as my own, so we'll make do with that. There is actually room to be selling another couple of things here, so I'm actually going to make use of that since I'm not doing advertising. So why don't we purchase in that yogurt as well. You know, thinking about it, I could have just done 3 sideways things, but it doesn't matter as long as they all line up. I like this little pipe setup thing, and the fact that you can have presets for it makes it all the better. So we're going to buy in that yogurt, and we're going to sell off that yogurt. And once this starts moving, I'm going to take a close look at it and do some fiddling with the numbers, some cooking of the books, to try and make it as advantageous for myself as possible. Now I'm not done there. I would really like to sell, well actually all of these goods. But looking at it... Goodness, they're all good, aren't they? I think I'll pass on the perfume since it's a heavily branded product here. So, general store, general store, general store. I think no matter how I cut it, I'm actually going to have to build a general store to get all of these things in. So, let's find a place for a general store. Actually, general store is nowhere near as big as I thought. I wonder if there's a... Why would you build a discount mega store if you have access to the general stores? There's something I'm missing here. General store is so much cheaper. I feel like there's a trap here. I don't know all the stats about it, and it's very hard to find the information on that. Is there an alternative to the general store? Department, discount, and apparel. Department and discount. department and discount. I think I'll build a department store. I just don't trust how cheap and small that general store is, especially since it sells damn near everything. Don't you need a retail department in your headquarters as well? I don't need to. I can manage things right now. You'll want that when everything scales up to silly buggers levels of size. Right, I need to find another place that has a fantastic customer reach. If I slam down right here, that's a customer traffic index of 60, which is very good. But it could get very better. 90! That's huge. I'm taking it. So. Let's purchase in 3 different things and not have that awkward setup I had before. And sale. One thing I didn't do was the training. I'm going to up the training. Might as well just max it out. I don't see a good reason not to. So, what are you purchasing in here? I want the... What did I want again? Holy moly, those leather briefcases go for something and a half, don't they? Great quality as well. Alright, get me televisions. Get me the leather briefcases. And get me... Difficult choice, but I'll take the blazer on this one. And then set them up so they do their sales. I did the advertising on both of them, right? Okay. That's all well and good for here, but I want to set up the shops in all of the cities, even if it's going to be quite a bit to juggle. The bank was generous enough to look at my sprawling retail empire and give me a big fat loan on it. I might as well put it to good use. And yes, we've gone about 40 minutes without unpausing the game. I guess that's how it is sometimes. Now, the city centre is over here for Timbuktu. Briefcases for all your money. One can only hope. Right. Commercial goods around here. Ooh. The quality isn't amazing, but there's some decent value washing machines and refrigerators. Also, air conditioners. Sounds like an electronics store would do me very well here. Electronics store. Electronics store. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna be jumping on the electronics stuff. And I might as well set up some kind of supermarket. I can do these pain pills and body lotion and probably one of these things. Yeah, so supermarché and an electronics store. That should make us the bucks here. Electronics. The ordering in this game is sometimes a little off. Ooh, this place is bigger than I thought. It's 3x3. Well, better make it matter. Where can we get that huge chunking index? These costs are large though. Gotta remember I started out with 100 million, so thankfully that bank is financing my way to the top. I think I can actually put them next to each other. So if I put you here, my electronics store, and then I put the supermarket, which I think is 2, but no, the supermarket's also 3x3. Well, that's a bit of a bummer, but what can you do? Index of 21, but the index right here is, oh, it's about 42, it's 48 there. Bit awkward on the spacing, but it is, I believe, the most important number for where you're putting your shops down is that consumer traffic index, which makes it all the more baffling to me that they don't make it easier to spot on the map. Holy smokes, this is 69. Give me that. Alright, so we have them both set up. And I can't even find them because they're hidden behind these buildings, but there we go. Again, I want to do purchase, sale. Hotkeys, they're so good. I find that you can generally purchase in twice as fast as you can sell, so 2 sales to 1 purchase makes sense. Although, if you want to advertise as well, then you'd want to switch this around as best as I can tell. So, aircon, K for linking, refrigerator, washing machine, and they'll all get sold. And then over to the supermarket, which I can barely find because it's hidden behind these other things. And again, I want to purchase, purchase, purchase. Sale, 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 sale. Link, 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 link. Send link. I wonder if I have an auto setup for this, by the way. I could just... Tell you what, I could do user defined and I could add this. There we go. Now I won't have to do that every time for all the buildings. Great thinking, Jake. It's almost scary how well you can think. Okay, let's corner that ice cream. Let's get on top of the headache pills. And what else would one buy in a supermarket? Ice cream, pain pills, and canned soup. Overall quality is alright. The chickens seem a bit better, but I can't deny the tin. How am I to say no to the tin? Okay, Helsinki and the other one, and we're good to go. Wait, did I not do Cape Town? I guess I didn't put down my shops in Cape Town yet. Right, Helsinki, what do you offer us? Cigars, leather jackets, wine, shampoo. Tinned chicken for dinner. You ever had a tinned chicken? It tastes worse than it looks. No, it looks worse than it tastes. Gold rings. Good money. Definitely good money to be made out of selling gold rings, but the demand for them can't be that big. Department store selling the toy racing cars and gold rings might not be the worst though, and I can always repurpose that for my own things later on. Discount mega store. Yeah, department store can also sell that leather jacket. Where's the cigars? Convenience store? Yeah, I think convenience store and what was the other one I said? Was it department store? It was probably department store. Yeah, because I said I could repurpose it, right? So, department store first and foremost. Where are we going to be putting you down? Where's the city centre? Definitely over here. Where are we going to get a good number? Well, finding 57 straight away. 57 is pretty damn good. But greed is also good. We can get 60 over here. Nah, just slamming down a department store willy-nilly like this. We can get 63. And that's what I'll be making use of. 63 right here. And hey, look at that. It remembers. So let's do that. Purchasing, what did I say? I wanted the gold rings. I want that leather jacket. And holy moly, the quality of these gold rings is 98. Should have taken a closer look at that, but that's amazing. Okay, wonderful. I like that. Let's make sure the training is high. I hope I didn't forget that in one of my other stores, because I don't know how to easily and quickly flick through the stores. Hope you're doing well, Jake. Any chances on a community marathon again? Yes, I have one planned, actually, but we're not going to be doing anything like that for at least a few months more. I don't like to beat... what's the phrase I'm looking for? Doesn't come to mind, but I don't want to squeeze everything out of it like that, you know. Well, that was a great marathon. Let's do another, and another, and another. Gotta give these things time to simmer. What did I say I was going to do? Was it a convenience store? Probably. Then I can sell off my tobacco. Right, I think a wee convenience store right next to the department store should be fine. I don't know if that's going to suck each other's... Oh my goodness, 72 over here. I don't know if that's going to suck away some of the demand from this place. They're selling different things, so I can't imagine why they would, but it's hard to be sure about these sorts of things. I was thinking about buying the land and then selling it back, but screw it. Let's just put this down for now. And it remembers what I like to do here, and then let's link it up. Yeah, I wanted the ciggies, I wanted the shampoo, and I wanted the wine. What a place to go shopping. Make sure that training is high. Very good. I'm paranoid that I forgot to do the training somewhere. Where are my businesses in Timbuktu? Did I set up Timbuktu? I'm sure I'd remember if I looked at the goods here. Yeah, I definitely did. Where are my poor shops? If I go Control C, I think. There we go. That hides some of the big buildings. I don't know exactly which, but there we go. I knew I forgot the training. I think it's worth doing the training. It makes people shift goods faster, so it's probably worth the money. And they get leveled up, and, well, maybe they keep their levels, I'm not entirely sure. Helsinki. Set you up. Did I do Cape Town? No, Cape Town I did not do. So this is the last place I'm going to set up shops, and then we're going to unpause, drink in who our competitors are, and hopefully watch the money flow in. I see silver necklaces, tissues, hair colouring. There's some pretty crappy goods, I gotta say, but goods are goods, right? They're not called bads. I reckon a department store for the shoes, the jewelry, and the leathery belts. Holy moly, the overall rating of these things is 102. I could sell these necklaces for ridiculous amounts of money, and I will. Leather belts and shoes seems middling. So department store, and I bet the chewing gum could go in a wee convenience store. Tissues is a supermarket thing. I'll do a convenience store for the others. So it was a department store. There we go. Now my worry is how I keep track of all these shops and things as time goes on. Like if oh, this looks more like the center to me. Yeah, it is. If I have a competitor that comes in and starts crushing, say, the silver necklace market, how am I going to keep track on how my necklaces are performing and jump on that in adequate time? I just don't know. That's why I need experience with the game. And that's why I'm here to get experience with the game. 48 if I build over here. 51 if I build it over here. 69. Gotta have that. Again, it remembers my setup here, and we're going to link you up with the silver necklace, the shoes, and, well, there's something to be said about doing the hair color instead, but its overall quality isn't that great, and hell, the belts will make more money anyway. So shoes, belts, silver necklaces, max out that training. I could have somebody in my headquarters who maintains the training for me, and after a while I might do that, but people are expensive. They tend to demand insane amounts of money from me, multi-millions. What did I also want? A convenience store, I believe. That's conveniently small, but where's it gonna go? I can just nick you right in here for a swell 66. Have that set up and link these together. Oh, well, these are the only things I can be selling, so I am devoid of choice. Max out your training, and okay, that should be fine. I'm going to make another save here. If things go rock bottom and I bankrupt, I'm loading saves. I don't have a problem with that whilst I'm trying to learn the game. And the bigger thing is I don't want to keep changing the cities and that I'm in. Otherwise we get... I'm sure there's a fancy term for it, but we'll be unsure about which reality we're actually stuck in. So let's make a new save. So retail set up. Good way to remember that's what I've just done. And let's unpause the game. I'm going to let about a week pass so that things can start flowing. There we go. And then, firstly, I want to look at my competition. So we've got a list of corporations. I should have a huge advantage over all these people because I've been busy. Right, while they were slacking off, I was studying the way of the capitalist. So who have we got? We got Datadyne, and it seems like their CEO is Tyr from Resettier. We've got the Where is the Gold SA, and it's being run by royalty. Look at that, it's got, what's-her-face, Beatrice from Rune Factory 5 running it. Their focus is going to be on retail. Datadyne is focusing on everything. Hopefully they don't find Dr. Carroll. The Skelly Syndicate is actually run by Baron von Owen, so I don't think I have anything to worry about there. He's just going to plunge them into debt. He has no operating profit just yet. That said, I'm the one who's heavily in debt right now. The Saitokai company is run by Reset Lemongrass. Different characters have different specialties and things, so she's actually not very good at retailing. Curiously, how good is Tyr? Tyr has no experience retailing, but she's got various other skills. She's amazing with furniture, so if she gets into the furniture market... I don't actually know what expertise does, but I can only assume it makes them a lot better at such things. Yeah, we're against Tyr and Reset here. The Eagle Syndicate focuses on everything, and they are run by a Rocket Racer. That could be a problem for me. He beat me before, beat me black and blue. The Banners Inc. is run by my nemesis Archfiend Arkin. And the Communism Labs is run by Jimmy Hopkins. And as we know, there's no stopping Jimmy Hopkins. So those are the people we're up against. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's probably going to be an 8th one that spawns, since I think I set it to 8. So let's just hope we can outperform all of them. Gotta hang up the wizard hat and have a respectable business image. You know, says Baron. How is your long play going? I haven't been checking that one out. You know, there was only so much of the previous one I could take before I burned out. Okay. Well, this doesn't look good. The demand for my goods here is minuscule. Absolutely minuscule. If I let a bit of time pass, is that demand going to shift? Yeah, there we go. Demand is growing. That's good. So let's just let some days pass, have my stuff sell, let that demand grow, and let the profit come in. That's all I'm asking for. Whilst this time is passing, I want to repay as much of my loan as possible, because otherwise it's just interest that I'm paying for no good reason. I can always take that money back out, but as long as I have a little bit to play around with, I don't want to be paying excessive amounts of interest, because my monthly interest is about $1 million right now, and that's way too much. I'm making big losses right now, but that's alright. It'll all turn around as my stores get established. I'm hoping that I'll be making the big bucks. So these silver necklaces, for example, it cost me $65 to bring them in, with cost and freight included, and I'm selling them for $176. That's not good enough. I want to sell them for a lot more than that. As long as my overall rating is better than what the city's average expects, then we're okay. And that's not the case of the shoes. Now, their quality might be one thing, but branding plays heavily into these, and my branding is non-existent, and I'm probably not going to be working on my branding at all. I'm not going to squeeze more money out of these things, so as time goes on, the demand isn't so hot for them. I figured demand would be a lot higher over here, but perhaps I'm just mistaken. How about my mucking about convenience store 3? Yeah, there we go. Demand is sky high for canned corn. There's no demand for chewing gum. Oh, and this is a bit of a kicker. The chewing gum cannot really compete with the city's overall quality. Nobody wants my crappy chewing gum. It's more expensive. Although it's higher quality, people care about the branding of gum. So I'm actually going to knock a little bit off my profit margin here in order to actually sell it. As long as I have an overall rating that's higher than the city's, I should be able to take over. That would be a bit harder if somebody out there had market dominance of it. It would have been enough to fight them for it, but I think neutral market dominance is just there for anybody to take. The overall quality of the toothpaste looks just fine to me. So I want to make sure that my levels are competitive with the cities, and these all are so far, which is good. Let's go over to New Orleans and check it out as well. So nobody wants my cola because I got no brand behind it. Again, I'm going to offset that concern by lowering my price. Again, eats into my profit margins, not happy with that. I'm barely making any money on my cola, but as long as I can shift my way in and get dominance, we're alright on the frozen pork, to the point where I can actually charge a wee bit more of it for it. Oh, but I'm not the only one in this game. Yeah, somebody else is selling the frozen pork, the yellow company. I don't get to see who. Well, I mean, I could if I went and checked who is the yellow company. Who is the yellow company? Ah, where's the gold? SA. What does SA stand for, anyway? I don't know, but Beatrice is on my case with just one shop set up for it. Okay, fair enough. We can play this game if you so desire. And I can actually increase my profit margins on yogurt because my quality is already better than the cities. When I set up my own goods, that's when I'm going to care about branding. For now, I just care about volume, because I don't want to brand something that isn't mine. When there's a sudden shift in quality when I bring in my own goods to market, it's going to shunt that. Might be for the better, might be for the worse, but it doesn't change the fact that I don't want to do it. So let's ensure that we have a range brand. I think that's the best of both worlds. Corporate brand sounds very vulnerable. If you put out one crappy product, all of your brands are going to suffer. Southern Albanian is what SA stands for. I never would have guessed, and I'll continue not to guess. Alright, what's going on with these? The demand isn't that high. That probably tells me that I have too many sales going out, too many sales divisions. So just one would have sufficed as opposed to 3, or rather 2 for 1. So maybe I should have considered the amount of televisions that I'm likely to sell before setting up all these sales things, but it matters not. These poor guys aren't working because no one wants to buy it from there. Well, too bad. Right, I could certainly make a bit more money on these televisions because our quality is superior to that of the city. Same on our leather bags. Not so for our blazers. The city is used to well-branded blazers, so I'm actually going to have to drop down my price point so that I'm competitive with what the city expects. Now, I don't know where this average is generated, because I don't think anybody else sells these. I guess it's just simulating independent artisans? I don't know. There's a lot about this game I don't know, but damn it, I am going to figure this out. This game excites me in a lot of interesting and perhaps frightening ways. So I want to be sinking my teeth into it, and I will understand its secrets. Datadyne also set up one of these commercial buildings, and they put it in a much better area than me. So they're likely, or they're more likely, to get people coming in than I am, despite me undercutting them. But I have a lot more of them, so hopefully quantity will beat quality. Where did I set my shops up around here? These are the hidden ones, right? Yeah, there we go. How do you go to war in this game? Can you declare war on Baron von Owen? We could price war. It's not a declaration of war, but would certainly be a fight. Okay, I need to drop down the price on these refrigerators because there's a current very good branding on the existing ones in the city. I don't have much of an advantage over you, so I'm going to lower my prices on washing machines as well. And, oh, we are considerably better than the city average here, so I'm actually going to increase the price that I'm selling my air conditioners for. I better keep this in mind. Big, bulky goods aren't likely to have a huge demand. Okay, lesson learnt there. Things like cola sell lots, but no, and probably ice cream and that, but even so, demand is low. Why is this? Well, this is why I'm barely any better than the existing costs here. I love that jingle of money as we adjust things here. We can make big money on drugs. I like that. Ooh, I do like that. Now, I need to make sure these are... Oh my goodness, look, the demand for gold rings is really high, and because of the great quality of these, it doesn't matter that we don't have good branding on it. So the obvious thing is to charge people a lot more money for my gold rings. If demand outstrips supply, I might as well charge them more for it. Flip side here in these leather jackets, nobody wants mine because they're overpriced compared to what people expect. Because the existing ones have brand behind them. Not many people want these, so I'm going to lower the price in the hopes to simulate more people coming after them. So, that's all set up. In fact, I'm going to make another save after doing all that, because let's just save over retail setup. Like I said, if I end up going bankrupt, I don't want to start a new game, because then we're going to end up with a new batch of corporations, new leaders for them, new areas, new things about the areas, and I'm just going to think, oh yeah, what about Datadyne? And Datadyne's not going to exist. I'll save changing it out for the proper long play. When's that going to start? I don't know. When I understand the game a bit better. Right. Hang on, something's wrong on my streaming end here. There we go, all set up. Now. I'm always hesitant to unpause this game because the idea of all of these moving parts activating without my oversight is a little scary. So let's go somewhere where we have a bit of oversight. That would be our products page, perhaps? Yeah, the products of mucking about. Shows our market share, shows the... I assume this is this for profit or revenue? Doesn't say, but if it's in the millions, I'm going to guess it's just revenue. Maybe I could go to product details instead. This would show the individual products, but I have to scroll through them. Or I could just look at this one. In any case, let's let the game on pause for a bit. Capitalism was the first games of my childhood. Never understood what I did when I was age 7. See, it's kind of useful to be really young when playing complicated games because you just pick away at it and you don't tend to care that you don't understand things. You just keep playing and these things sink in. That's my experience with Caesar 3. I didn't even know the game had a walker system for a very long time. I would just figured, oh, well, things are burning down. I better build more prefects. Oh, I don't have enough food. I better build more farms. Yeah, you kind of cotton on that something's going on with all those cart pushers, but after a while you just end up with not so much a knowledge, but an instinct for these kinds of games. And naturally I lack that for this, so I need to build up a knowledge, which can be done faster with my glorious adult brain, but Can also be a bit more painful at times. So, it's been a good few months since I set up my retail empire and my... what's the other word? What are these things again? There's another word for it, but it escapes me. I'm going to speed up the game a little bit, let another month pass. We'll go over to June, then we'll pause and see how our company is performing. I made a slight profit last month, but we're still in deficit city, so let's explore exactly why. I want to look at my firms. Yeah, this is a good way to look at it, actually. So, looking at the profit graph, I'm making a loss on just about every apartment I own, and it's a pretty hefty loss. Yeah, they're losing value as well, which is quite funny, but the occupancy remains low across the board. Pretty much none of them are making me any profit. Sadly though, these aren't making me a profit either. But I think that's because occupancy is really low. I think occupancy takes time to build up, so I'm not too worried about these being slow burners. These places should make me good money. It might just take a year or two for it to start making something for me. However, the retail's going straight into profit city. Convenience stores, department stores, yeah, all of them shooting right up into profit. That's what I like to see. How about our overall finances? Yeah, the assets look nice because I built all these things up, so that works well for me. Excellent. Okay. Well, I'll continue to let time pass by and see what that does for us. Since I'm not heavily in debt, I mean I am in debt, but not heavily, I can just make sure that my loan is relatively repaid so the interest isn't crushing me. Yeah, the interest is about $1 million a month. I'm hemorrhaging enough money to cover that. And then when I want to... Oh god, I actually have 100 million in loan. That's more than I thought. Still though, once I feel that it's time for manufacturing my goods, I can jump into that. I could do it right now, but I want to observe how my goods are doing. I should also start thinking about R&D, but I'll think about that when next year starts. So, where's one of our shops? I want to keep an eye on one of those. Electronics store, for example. Show me that ka-ching. The profit was down a bit at the start, but as I change this so that I'm actually meeting demand somewhat, well, actually creating a demand to be met, the firm profit looks a whole lot better. There we go, total profit. I've made 1.6 million in the past 12 months, and that should be going up and up as days go by. Excellent. How does the commercial demand look now? Right, so if we look into the cities, I like the fact that I'm picking up enough of the game to know exactly where to look for these kinds of things. I'm sure there are plenty of other things that I will not find. Okay, I didn't build them in Cape Town because it already had a saturated demand there. But New Orleans is equal. I really killed the housing demand, unfortunately. Way too many houses, not enough demand. Helsinki is a little bit of a problem, but Timbuktu and New Orleans are looking pretty balanced, so I'm assuming people are going to be moving into these rather nicely. And look at that, this place at 50% occupancy rate makes me a generous profit, certainly enough to offset, well, maybe offset the losses of these apartments. The way I see it, the cities are going to grow. People will need places to live. Those apartments are an investment, and if nothing else, they help pay for this, which will pay them off, and they inflate my assets. So having things that make a loss isn't necessarily that bad if it makes my assets look good. Curiously, how's my stock looking right now? Okay, the stock value for my company has shot through the roof. It's the biggest and the best. Whereas the gold SA is the second best, but it's only at about a third of my value. Look at the fluctuations. I'm under the impression that you can play this game entirely as a stockbroker. And I believe that's how some people start out their game. They just give themselves about $500,000, which isn't enough to set up anything, and they trade shares by speculating until they're able to actually set up their own businesses. Then, of course, they invest in themselves and make the big bucks. I do not have the wherewithal to manage stocks. I don't have the head for it at all. But maybe, thanks to this game, I will. Right, we've had our final addition to the companies, and it is Stars. So the Raccoon City Special Forces is led by Coach from Left 4 Dead. And he's good with computers, could have surprised me. There we go. And every character has their own stats here. In fact, the characters in the game are not limited to the CEOs. There are many of them. We can have a look through our persons here. The list is rather extensive. Valentina's Virtual Bart, Tyr, Candice DeBebe, Prez, Zynax, Zabulba. Fester from Fester's Quest. Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man is the mayor of New Orleans. Pepsi for New Orleans. Cao Cao is out as an independent guy. Should keep my eye on him. Howie, Ubin, Watto, Zingus, Beatrice, Coach, Alcoro, Jiang Bao. Feel the power of my magic. Pain Elemental is the mayor of Cape Town. Sinaj, Pinkie Pie, Miles Schnechtai. Randy Random is going about, and he's not doing anything in particular. Istar, Pajama Sam, Manette. Frelix's worst nightmare is out there. Art, Unji, Sea Space Echo, Kaiser. Late Age Airmore is on the prowl. Lord Bane, Euristo. So the amount of characters that it spawns, I think, scales with the amount of corporations that you put in the game, and we could put up to about 40. And then we could make more than that if we added in the Digital Age DLC. Is that the one? Maybe it's that or the banking one. One of them adds, yeah, I think it is Digital Age, adds a huge amount of tech companies, which focus entirely on tech. Adding all these names was such a good idea, says Chumro. Well, you're wishing your flaming head was in this as well, I'm sure. Right, whilst we've been speculating over other companies, our own company has been in the big bucks. Let's try and look at exactly why, because I don't always know how to read this particularly well. Our operating revenue on the year to date is 21 million, and only half of that has been expenses, so our profit has been really juicy. Unfortunately, my assets have been going down in value, and the loan interest is a little crippling. Other profit has been negative. What could it mean by this? Still though, net profit looks pretty good. What is this showing then? Apparently my operating profit was 30 million over the past 12 months. That doesn't look like 20 million to me. 30 million rather. How is it counting that? I don't know. Still though, hard to deny with my fat stack of cash that I have here. Past 12 is a sliding scale. Really? Well, in the past... Wait, year to date? Maybe there's something I don't understand about the term year to date. Is year to date, like from January the 1st until March the 7th? Then last year seems a bit more useful. Ah, okay, there we go. Well, this makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it? Operating revenue over the last year was 77 million. Expenses were really rather high. But we made other that's a lot of other profit. Where did I make 633 million from? Oh, that'll be all my loans and stuff, because this probably covers all that I did. Fair enough, not to worry. Still, where is this money coming in from? We can check our firms once again. So I don't expect these apartments to be making me any money. In fact, it'll be a nice surprise if any of them do. I just hope their losses aren't that bad. Timbuktu makes me a little bit of money on them, but that's okay. I expect not to be making money, and I expect their losses to be offset by the money that I make off these commercial buildings, which is certainly a lot better in these bigger, better buildings. Yeah, I mean, look at this guy. Occupancy of 61%, making me 140k. Same story here. When these go up to 100, these should well offset the apartment buildings that I made. But again, these things function more for long-term gain and immediate asset bumping. My stores, on the other hand, make some really good rapid cash. This cash is going to drain away as competitors make better products than what we're able to import. But for now, me taking those imports and turning it into fat stacks of cash is looking great. It's time for us to start thinking about what we want to produce. And to do that, I should probably be looking at what my competitors are working on. So if I look at corporations, it's a little difficult when I just say all. Can I get some more details? For example, Datadyne. Datadyne has a farm. Okay, what kind of farm are they making? And where are they doing it? Products, that's probably just stuff that they sell from imports. What are you doing? Datadyne set up a farm in New Orleans. Aha, well, now we can see that Datadyne is getting into the food business. So Datadyne is producing frozen chickens, eggs, and frozen beef. Interesting mix on the farms there. I wonder if they also have R&D. Well, they don't need R&D for creating high-quality raw goods. These raw goods are actually, their quality is dependent on the level of training that they give to their workers here. So they're going to be working up that quality. I don't think that's going to cramp my market so much. I don't think I sell any of those goods. But they're going to focus on more than just that. This is merely the start. I don't want to be clashing heads over anything that the AI is working on early. I should be doing something that they are not. Otherwise I'm going to be drawn into early price wars, fighting for market share, all the kinds of stuff that's going to eat into my bottom line, and I don't want to be doing early on. God, I am salivating at the thought of all this. I need a drink. Ah, there we go. Much better. Just, you know, when I play these kinds of games on my own time, I don't say all these things, but saying them kind of works me into my own frenzy for it. It's really rather nice. Okay, so if Datadyne's working on that, that shouldn't be a problem. I don't plan on going into farming animals for what I need, but they're simply one company. I suppose the more companies you add, the harder it is to keep track of what everybody's working on. I'd love to see, like, I go to product, for example, let's say product detail, and I just go bread. Well, actually, that's exactly what this does, doesn't it? If I look for, say, frozen chickens, I can see that the Eagle Syndicate is on selling those. They're getting their own... How am I reading this? How am I reading this? Stars apparently has market share, but I'm not seeing it here. In any case, I can get an idea of what the competition is for any particular good. So if I wanted to get into wine, for example... I need to look at each of the cities, of course, that's why it wasn't showing up there. I'm the only one doing it, and it's produced on import, so I would know that if I go into the wine business, I don't have any competition other than Helsinki's imports, at which point I go and check out Helsinki's imports, which I already sell, making my life a little easier. And it's got good quality, but no branding. So if I made a similar thing, I could brand it better. Then again, I could just brand this and I'd be building up my brand of wine. I just switch it out with the other one later on. Options. To be sure, there are options. What are the other companies working on? By the way, if you're watching this and deep down you've always wanted to be a business or a business person, I do have an open way for people to submit themselves or their ideas for companies into the game. There's more information on the Discord, and even if you can't get in on that, I'm sure somebody would help you out. I'm not the one that put in all these faces, it's other people. I think I put in Reset Lemongrass though, but I certainly didn't put in Rocket Racer or Jimmy Hopkins. Where's the Golds working on that retail? It's early days, they don't have a lot of industry set up, so I might just be able to jump my way in early on. So I turned to chat for this. What do you think we should be working on here? I don't particularly want to do furniture, because I did that in the first time I ever played this game. And I don't want to do jewelry, because I've done that in my own playthroughs. So other than those two, I'm pretty easy going for other things we can do. Now you might be wondering, what is there to be putting out there? And these are all the goods available. But that's not very useful. It's more useful to look at product types, and I'm sure there's something here for that. Here we go. Manufacturer's Guide. Watches, toys, tobacco. Like, I wouldn't get into wine, for example. I'd get into beverages, which means I'd be getting on the milk, the cola, the grape juice, and the wine. And that way they would share branding really well with my corporate brand strategy, or rather my same type brand strategy. I wouldn't do cakes, printers, and chewing gum. I don't see the synergy there. Obesity, says Wyvern. Sugars and processed foods dominate the shampoo market. What's shampoo under? It would be under body products, right? Body care? Body lotion, shampoo, soap, and toothpaste? It's hard to deny there's going to be demand for that. And the lovely thing is these goods all sell during a recession. We're going to go with what Novox Mage suggests here. It means I got my work cut out for me though. I need plastic. I need a lot of plastic. I need chemical minerals, coconut oil, citric acid. To be fair, that's not a huge amount of... Uh-oh. Why does Seito Kai have market share in the shampoo world? They actually produce their own shampoo. Huh. That's only one good they produce, though. Maybe we can have a bit of fun doing a bit of butting heads with them. Tell me more about where you make this. This is Reset Lemongrass on my case. How are you working on this? I want to look at the firms of Setokai for this. Why can't I see them? There they are, because they're purple and I was looking for white. What am I looking for? I'm looking for their factory. This is their factory. Wow, what a place to put it right next to these poor suburban people. So this is their shampoo factory. My curiosity is where they're getting their products from. The seaports supply the chemical minerals, and the plastic is supplied by Banner Incorporate. Banner Incorporate have a factory here which makes the plastic. Is plastic just something that's made? It doesn't need any... No, you need to make oil from it. Where are they getting their oil? The oil is imported. Okay. There's absolutely nothing saying that I cannot also buy their plastic. In fact, looking at it might not be the worst idea. How much are they selling their plastics for? The selling price is, probably cheaper than me setting up my own thing. I'd be kind of playing into their hands by providing them money for their plastics, but it would stop me having to set up my own industry for it, which will cut down on my initial overheads. And later on, if they start trying to screw me with prices, or I get fought over for demand, I can just move on in, take a big loan, and start my own plastic creating industry. So that's how we'll do it. I will bring in the plastics from your factory. Okay. Where is the cheapest place to be spending on manufacturing? New Orleans, actually, is the cheapest, and that's convenient since that's where the plastic factory is. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to... Oh, coconut oil is available for import. So that scratches off a couple things on my list. Let's try and keep an eye on what I need. This is where having a spreadsheet of supply chains would be really useful, because I don't have it in my head what everything needs. Where was I even looking? Manufacturer's guide. So, plastic, check. Coconut oil, check. I need citric acid and chemical minerals. And then I have everything, right? Nice. Very nice. Chemical minerals. Is that available here? I thought it was. Somebody has it on import. That's a no, and that's a no. But coconut oil, my plastic. Hang on, there's a better way to check this actually. A considerably better way. This little check mark tells me that it's in the market. I don't know where chemical minerals are in the market, but maybe from the seaport. So actually, yes, everything is available in market. Don't know the amounts, don't particularly know the quality, and I could check. What is this icon? Cannot acquire technology. Cannot acquire new technology now. None of your companies have tech more... Oh, right, I see. So they haven't been working on this. So, I'm going to set up R&D for all of these things. I'm going to begin importing into a warehouse all the goods that I need so that I can have a buffer of them. And then I will turn them into these goods, which I will then also store in a warehouse. And then out it goes. I like it. Now, like I said, New Orleans is the cheapest place to do this. Now, there's a good chance I'm going to mess everything up here and screw it all up, so let's save our game for now. We'll call it starting manufacturing. There was something else I wanted to do. Yeah, I wanted to go to my headquarters. I have a real estate department to manage my real estate, but I'm wondering if there are other departments that I should have right now. Public relations, human resources. Do you manage training? There we go. Adjust training level for all your firm. I mean, just keep it all. I don't see a good reason not to have everybody done on maximum training. Chief Marketing Office. I will look into that when marketing becomes more than I can micromanage. I don't actually know what an operations officer does. Technical officer probably helps with research though, right? I mean, that would make sense, but... Costs a lot of money to get those people in. I don't see a reason for it right now. So, New Orleans. What are we going to do about you? Since I can import all the goods I need, I really just need to set up warehouses and factories. I might as well do it around here. Let's look at land value. The land value around here is nice and low, but I could imagine the city's stretching out into this direction, so there shouldn't be any problem for me using this for my own nefarious devices. I'm going to go to the bank and take out all the money I could ever possibly need. Hopefully the bankers see things my way. Take out all that money. Nice. Oh, it just bundles into one same loan, right. With the banking TLC it works quite differently, but also considerably complex. So my total loan ain't that bad. Wait, credit limit still... I could take even more loan. I just take it all, right? More money you have, the better. Surely you deserve a much better pay, Jake. I think I'm paying myself as much as I can. Wait, whoa, what? I mean, you're not wrong, I do deserve a much better pay, but I guess your salary is dependent on how much money your company makes? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Right, you keep distracting me. For good reason. So good call, but doesn't stop it from being a distraction. Okay, first off, a warehouse. 2 large warehouses. I want to make sure I have the goods. What do you mean the land is not available? Like, oh, maybe this is like a green belt or something and you can't build factories inside it. Ah, that would make a world of sense. Alright, fair enough. Although this isn't a factory, it's a warehouse. A suspiciously large warehouse, I might add. Maybe I just need a medium one. Where was warehouse again? Here we go. Warehouse medium. There we go. So. What kind of setup can we have for you? Input, storage, and output. That makes a lot of sense, so let's use that. And right now I probably only need one more input, storage, and output, because there are only 4 goods needed to produce all of these goodies. So let's make sure I get the right ones. I need... Oh, good thing there's a filter here. I need plastic. Plastic is a big thing. And get it from any city you can. Not from seaports, any supplier will do. Here we go, I can buy in the plastic. The demand is really low, so I can buy in a bunch of that. He's charging me less than $1 per unit of plastic. It's pretty low quality stuff, but I don't think people really care about the quality of plastics for the goods they... for the beauty care products they're going to be getting. What else did I need? I've managed to forget them all already, but I'm sure it'll come back to me. I think I needed coconut oil. So coconut oil comes in by seaport. The demand is almost non-existent, so I should be able to get that in easily enough. Lovely. So bring in those, and what else did I need? I needed some kind of chemical something or other, right? Chemical minerals. Demand is low, again. Quality is quite good for it. Cost is rather high. That's unfortunate. Maybe I shouldn't have put myself... Oh, damn, that was a mistake I made, wasn't it? I should have put myself closer to the seaports. I imagine that's where... things come in. I should have set up my industries here. Ah, what a mistake. What a mistake to make. That's gonna eat me alive on freight costs. Didn't even consider it. Didn't even consider it. Yeah. Okay, let's keep this in mind so we know the difference here. The freight cost of minerals, for example, is 62 cents. Let's try it doing another way. 62 cents. Let's keep that in the head. Now, let's have it next to the seaport, which I assume is where all the imports come in from. Slam you down here, and then let's do the same thing, and now we link you up with all suppliers, all cities, chemicals. Huh. That certainly reduced it, but not as immensely as I thought. Maybe just... Oh, breakdown! Wonderful. Ah, wow, I didn't think they would go to that detail, but yeah. Okay, I like that. I like that quite a lot. The feedback, I mean, not the fact that we lowered our costs. So again, chemicals, coconut oils. What was the other things? Plastic, not plastique. And I need another one of you, so one more medium warehouse. And you will have input, Storage. This just makes buffers, which it's probably not necessary. I could just set up the factories without this. But I feel better having the buffer. If I suddenly get cut off from my supplies, I'm going to need a bit of time to fix that. But it also might mean that I have too much crappy stock if my tech gets better, but I can worry about that later. I don't know this game well enough to make those kinds of calls. What's the last thing that I'm looking for? Beauty care products. Citric acid. Shouldn't need a lot of citric acid, but we'll bring it in anyway. Link up for citric acid. Wonderful. Gets stored and gets put out. It just gets put out, and I choose on the other side where it gets sucked into. So, let's bring up those factories. What size of factories do we want anyway? Should I just go big? Go big or go home? Well, the demand for these is going to be huge regardless of recession or not. So it should be fine to put them in. So if I just go... I need 4 factories, right? So... I don't see a reason not to just go 1, 2... I don't have enough cash. Oh, I must have taken out my loan after making the save then. Not enough cash. Keep going to the wrong thing. I wish there was a better hotkey than I for this. I don't... Wait, is that even the right one? Or is that an L? No, L is load. I can't edit the hotkeys for this. I would have hoped that in the past 25 years they would have added changeable hotkeys, but no. Finances, give me every last penny you can. I'm a man on a mission, and that mission is making money. Now that said, I could probably have just 2 factories make all the goods. I don't know what the demand is going to be for these things. I mean, well, who knows? But I am going to make 1 for each, and then it'll be easier to have an overview on how they're performing, I'm sure. There we go. Plenty of factories. Curiously, I think I've lowered the value of this land by building warehouses and things next to them. Hard to tell for sure, though. Anyway, I want more, so let's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Buy the land ahead of time just in case. So with these, I can set them up, and I can say, get me body lotion. And this one, I can say, get me shampoo. This one, I say, get me soap. Very nice that this is a click of a button away. Imagine having to set up all these manually. And make me that toothpaste. The seaport doesn't toothpaste, so that's a problem. I want the training set. Oh, that's the thing. I didn't hire somebody to deal with training now, did I? Human resources, max out training everywhere, please. There we go. That's what I like to see. So, there we go. I could rename all these, but I'm not going to bother with that. This will show up the icon of what they're making once they begin making it. But I actually need more warehouses. I'm going to make 2 more of them. Because I do like to store my goods in warehouses. I'm a little tempted to use the warehouses for advertising. I've heard that can be done, and I want to test it out. So test it out I shall. Why would it? Oh man, I shouldn't be building my factories next to the police station. This is good prime land for building residential stuff rather than what I'm doing here, but well, too bad. Warehouse and warehouse. And this one, we're going to use this, and the input, I can't link it yet, I don't think, because it's not being produced, but once it is produced, it's going to go into here. Okay, very good. One other thing that I want to do right now is set up my R&D centers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these R&D centers are all going to be maxed out. Actually, I should have made 1 with that layout and then copied it over. Save me having to click through this each time. But these are the kind of lessons you learn as you go along. There we go. Now, what are we actually doing here? Let's start our R&D, and we want the body care stuff, and now I have to remember what it all is. Soap. Oh, I didn't even look to see if people care about the tech level of these, do they? Production tech is massive on toothpaste, and they don't care about material quality, which is good, because I'm not able to do much with material quality. That's brilliant for me, actually. None of these people care much about material quality. It's all about production tech. So I'm going to be getting big on that tech. That's how I'll dominate. We won't be using quality coconut oil or minerals. It's going to be low quality garbage, but the way we apply our tech will be huge. The next question, though, is how much do people care about the... do they care about quality, or do they care more about price, or do they care more about branding? It's probably branding for body care products, but how do I check that? How does one check that? Yeah, I gotta find it on the product details. So, soap, for example. Soap, soap, soap. Sadly, I can't put in SO. If I do SO, it takes me over to O. Soap, 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 soap. Ah, it's a pretty even split on soap. Okay, how about the other ones? What were my other ones? Shampoo. Still even Stevens. What about toothpaste? This is the information I'd love to have on a spreadsheet, which I could just have open on another screen and filter through. The game's filtering thing, I mean, it's perfectly functional, but it takes too long to check between different places, and it's hard to compare the two. What was the last good that I'm working on making here? Soap, toothpaste, shampoo, body lotion, of course. You still space free use other warehouse. Yeah, but I won't. I'll just confuse myself if I have a warehouse that takes the raw materials and the produced materials. Warehouses are very cheap in terms of upkeep, so I don't really care about having one run a little bit lower than expected. Or running a... well, all warehouses are run at a loss, right? Body lotion, B. I'm surprised at how equally it's split. I thought it would be something like 50% brand. But then I'm not a body lotion using kind of guy, so what would I know? Like all real men, I just rub my body down with sticks and sharp stones. Still, gonna start my R&D on all of these things. City competitiveness 0, I don't actually know what that means. But I'm sure it's not important, get me that. I'm gonna do 2-year plans on it. You lose efficiency by doing it for shorter periods of time, but at least then you gain the bump ups, and I want these bump ups activated pretty quickly. And 2 years seems like a good one to go for. So what was that? That was soap. You will do yours on body lotion, not body milk. Again, a 2-year plan. You also start R&D on toothpaste. Now, it can be really tempting to go and do lots and lots of different markets, and maybe as the game goes on you do that, but for now this is going to be our focus. Real estate and retailing body products. Once that starts making us loads of money and we have things fine-tuned, then we can look towards other markets. But I don't have the skill in the game to be biting off several different market chains at once. I've forgotten the last one. Soap, body lotion, toothpaste, and shampoo. 2-year plan. So that's going to bring up their tech considerably. And tech is a good... well, tech is a huge part of the quality, actually. For now, we're going to be selling low-quality garbage, but there isn't competition on it, so as long as I set my price as well, it should be okay. Real estate and toothpaste, everything a human needs. Well, oddly enough, in this game, yeah. Toothpaste has a really high consumer thingamajigger. I forget the name of it. Let's see if I can actually try to remember it. And by remember, I mean search here. Necessity index. There's doubtlessly going to be booms and busts. And when there's a bust, people are still going to buy body lotion, shampoo, soap, and toothpaste. If you were making, say, air conditioner units and refrigerators, much lower. And even worse if you go for jewelry. Oh yeah, once a place hits recession, good luck shifting gold rings and silver necklaces. What bothers me is I don't know this effect. So okay, you can look at this and say, right, if there's a depression, people are probably not going to buy as many silver necklaces. But how much? Does it reduce the amount they're willing to pay for it? Does it strip away 90% of the demand for it? I just don't know. I need more information. This game is not particularly forthcoming with it. But you know, we're all spoilt by games like Factorio, which give you every last bit of information that you could possibly want from it. Right, let's link in. And this I'm just looking for stuff that I make myself in the current city, that is. That's funny. Oh, right, it's looking for stuff for my warehouse as well, right? Body lotion. Soap. Toothpaste. Why is the training at 0 here? Maybe training doesn't matter for warehouse workers, but I'd figure it does. Why is my person not setting the training? I have that in the HQ. Maybe they only do that periodically. So you do a similar thing. Input for my shampoo. Link you up with warehouse storage. And link you up with output. You should also consider toilet paper. The next epidemic in hoarding will surely come. I'm not sure if toilet roll is its own thing here. Tissues in general are. Requires paper to make. Yeah, maybe. Ah, man, that's a shame. Go to your firms and select those firms you want to apply. Okay. Well, there we go. I was hoping it would just keep it automatically, otherwise what's the point? The whole point of the HQ is to remove the micro, I thought. Perhaps I'm wrong. It wouldn't be the first time, it will be the last. So, if I let some time pass by right now, we can see that the body lotion is going in and it's being output. But where is it being output to? Well, nowhere really. It's just filling up, and I can tell here there's 0% utilization on my output, so it's just filling up and it's not going anywhere. So it's time for me to start selling all these goods. Surely these goods can all be sold into one particular place, right? What would be the kind of place that does this? Drugstores do them? Drugstores do all of those. Drugstore sounds good. Couldn't possibly tell you why. Are drugstores nice and small? Yeah, they are. Ooh, that is good. Body care products in drugstores. Is there anywhere else that seems more fitting? A cosmetic store, of course. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so now I'm going to set up cosmetic stores across the board. And here's the big question. Do I want to be a retailer or a wholesaler? That's not really the question. The question is, do I want to be a wholesaler, period? Because if I set these things for an internal sale, only I will be the one selling these goods. And maybe I do want to corner the market that way. If other people want to make body lotion and that, they'll have to set up their own factories. I think I will set it for internal sale. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that makes a bit of sense to me. Because I don't want to fight over the market for these. This is going to be my fight, nobody else's. All the R&D suggests setting up specialized shops, says Baron. Don't know what you mean by that. When do we get the in real life stream of you running a real toilet paper company? I am well past the point where I want to be stressed in my work. So I don't think I would ever take something like that. People are quick to smack talk high-level executives, but it is stressful work. You might argue about how important it is, but they make the decisions that turn the wheels of capitalism. Try it out for a bit. Responsibility weighs quite heavily. Cosmetic stores. Where are we going to have them? I don't actually... Here's something I really don't know, and I wish I knew more of. If I have a city, like New Orleans here, how many stores should I put in that sell the same product? I mean, maybe I should have a cosmetic store here and here. Maybe you should only ever have one. Maybe I should have 7 scattered around. I don't know. I think the best way you can know is you look at the market share. Maybe it sells to the whole city, and what matters is how much output you can have on it. I just don't know, and I wish I knew more. But I don't. Still, tempted to cramp this guy's style, so I will. He's got a sports complex, but after people get all sweaty, they're going to want to go into my mucking about cosmetics store. Now, how many of these am I going to sell? I don't actually know what the demand is going to be for these. It could be that I need to sell... oh, I certainly want to do advertising. Damn, I said I was going to do advertising in the warehouse, and I completely forgot to even try that. Oh well, my idea then is what? I don't know. I think I'll do all 4. Because it fits nicely, it'll allow me to do advertising, and if that's not enough selling, I can set up another shop. That makes sense to me. So, let's set up... Do I have a user-defined one for sales here? That's strange. Well, I know what I'll do. Mucking about, and I only want it from warehouses. So, body lotion, shampoo, soap, and toothpaste. And in the center, we're going to have our advertising. Advertising will link up to all of them. Advertising will link up to the best rating point to CPM ratio that we can. I didn't do this maths in my head, but you're the biggest and the lowest. And how much we're going to spend, I have no idea. I could max it out and dominate brand very quickly, which I will. Alright, no mucking around here. We're here to make the big bucks. I think inflation is causing me to be able to do more than 500,000. Yeah, we've had 1.33 years of inflation, and I did turn inflation on for this. Cool, should keep that in mind. That's all well and good, but I want this set up again. Fortunately, what I can do is I can click on this, I can duplicate this firm, and then I can go over to Timbuktu and do much the same thing. Find a really good place, preferably near the center, where everybody's going to want my skincare products. Set it right next to my own electronics store. Hopefully it doesn't snap away at that. That's good. I need to relink to media because there are different media outlets for each place. Newspapers are what they like around here. Again, this is going to make me lose a lot of money, but I'm only going to initially spend a lot of money to dominate the branding, and then I'm going to rein it back in. And hopefully the money I have from my other stores, which are selling imported goods, and my existing... what's the word? The R word. How do I keep forgetting the word? Real estate. My existing real estate should at least keep things trundling along. So that's all well and good for you. I'm going to make you again. Oh my god, I need to reset my training. Why can't there just be a set this for all my training everywhere, please? Because I want educated, experienced people. Duplicate the firm again. Move it over to Helsinki. Jake, if you wait with setting up your branding until after you get some quality, the first years of low quality products will not pull your brand down. But I don't have a brand for them to pull down currently. You make a good point though. It might be a better idea to... maybe I could just hire someone to man... No, I'll do that later. Getting rid of my own brain here. Not good. I cannot brain today. Where's he been set? Yeah, this is where the big money can be made. Now where can I set you down at? 57 there. I'll do 54 in the corner, right? Like that. And again, let's link the media to the radio station. You know what? I think I'll keep it modest to begin with, and then when I have good quality products, then... well, no, here's the way I see it. These low quality products are still going to build up a branding for me. I don't think I can hurt non-existent brand. Brand doesn't go into the negative. But it's going to be a little bit of time before I have better quality products. Maybe I should keep it at 100,000. See, I'm thinking about myself, thinking back of myself here now. That is an extortionate amount of money to pay for advertising though, so let's rein it in a bit. Oh, nice, I can just go up and down to go between my different places here. Sweet. Right, I will duplicate you one more time. And then we're moving over to Cape Town, which does not have my glorious cosmetics available. And then I just need to find an adequate... holy moly, 75 over there. Yep. And then let's link that media to their newspaper publishing. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to let that run, and hopefully it won't cost us all the money in the world. And then I will check and see how my goods are against the expected average and tweak price accordingly. How did They Are Billions manage to get into the long play vote? I mean, I just pick titles from the long play candidates and slam them in. There's not a whole lot of thought that goes into it. I have way too much of a loan right now. I'm not about to pay it off, but I will certainly pay off... oh man, I hate accidentally bringing up this menu, because unlike any other menu in the game, you can't right-click outside of it to make it go away. Probably an oversight. I don't know how this game is towards bug reports and that, but I could certainly do a few. What was I even doing? Financial actions. Repay all but a little bit of my loan. There we go. 14 million. Should be enough for now. Okay, let's let time pass and let's observe one of our stores. Where's the one I put down here? It's hiding, isn't it? That's a department store. That's a convenience store. Here we go. That's where it's hiding. Let's look at our cosmetics store then. Well, that's not very good. The overall rating of my goods is pathetic compared to the existing one on body lotion, and on shampoo, and on soap, and on toothpaste. Well, yeah. All of my goods here are terrible compared to the expected average, so there's no demand for them. So I have to ask myself what I want to do about that. What I could do is set the price to be so low that the rating gets better. At least then people will buy it. Or I could just make do with the fact that no one's wanting these. So I'm going to lower the price to become competitive, even if I'm selling at a loss. Because I want to get some market share going. Maybe that's a bit too much of a loss. This stuff costs me. Oddly enough though, this isn't accurate. I don't think that's a cost for all the making of it. Because I sell from my warehouse at a certain price. There we go. Let's get those. Well, the soap is actually fine enough, but oddly enough there's no demand for it. Why is there no demand for my soap? Are people of Cape Town just that smelly? Toothpaste looks fine though. Inner city shipping probably adds to the cost. It does, it certainly does, but it's coming out of the warehouses at a certain rate, which I should probably drop down to... I'd like to have a better idea of how much this stuff is costing. Since it's on internal sale only, I should be setting its price. Here we go. This is the price stuff. So my sales thing... How do I even set the price of the sales here? Oh, that's a problem. That is a bit of a problem. I didn't set internal sale here, so actually I might somehow be getting other clients, which I don't want. I don't appear to have any right now. Still though, do I have to set internal sale on both of these? No, I don't. It just does it like that. Okay, it's all on internal sale, as well it should be. And that means I should hopefully be able to knock the price way down. How do I alter the price here, though? There we go, right. Bring that price down to cost. This is probably a bit too much micro, isn't it? Probably. This will give me a better idea of how my stores are performing, and then it no longer looks like I'm selling at a loss, but it doesn't mean my factories aren't making the dosh anymore. But it just changes where the money is made. It's no big deal. Something about this feels wrong. Like this isn't what I should be doing, but it feels right to me. Feels right, but it feels wrong. You know how it is. So there we go. Being sold at cost. I wonder if that includes the cost of making it. It does, so it's parts and labor. Okay, very good. Now when I go to one of my shops, oh, I didn't change the cost across the board, did I? No, I only did it in Cape Town. Still shows that cost on it though. Maybe that's the cost that I paid for it before, or maybe it hasn't updated. I'm not entirely sure. Point is, these have got to go down, way down. I need to secure that market share. There's other interfaces to do this with. So products, mucking about, Trade sales products. And then I can apply this to everywhere. That's good. So what's the cost that I wanted at? 320, 326? It was Cape Town that I set it at, right? There we go. So if I apply that to all, doesn't feel like it applied. Maybe it needs a bit of time to pass. Feels like it didn't apply, say, that new price to New Orleans. You need the inventory to cycle. That's the cost they bought the product for. Yeah, okay, but what about the selling price here? I go to New Orleans. All these prices are not right. That's not the price I want it to be at. Does that apply to only in that city? Ah, probably. Probably. Okay, in that case. So what's the price I'm looking for here? That's fine. That's fine. Well, actually, I should do it per city because I need to make it competitive with the overall, well, the overall everything there. So if I just bring that way down like that. Oh, right, I was looking at the wrong number here. I need to beat the import as well. But that's alright, that'll do. New Orleans as well. I need to bring this right the way down. I gotta beat the competition, including the imported 26 stuff. Which means no way am I selling at the rate that I want to, but that's okay. Between the advertising and the increase in tech quality, which is a heavy hitter for this kind of thing, it should allow me to get a much better overall thing when I can increase the prices accordingly. So again, I can see here, that's my overall rating, and I want to be a whole lot better. 36 is too much better, I don't need to be that much better. 33 is fine. Unfortunately, I need to do that for all 4 of the goods. 4 is 16 amounts of changing it, which is, whew. I wonder how good the person you hire to do this is. Right, that was body lotion, right? Soap next. Soapy soap. Cape Town. Again, my quality is 29. Actually, 29 is fine. 12 is not fine. Maybe, just maybe, I should have looked into getting my products quality up before I went into the market. But this will give me time to establish myself with marketing. So maybe it's not all bad. And I should still be turning a profit on this. Maybe that's just wishful thinking, but I believe. There we go. So now we have better quality than the average in all the places on the soap. I need to do the same for the shampoo. Actually, my quality is way higher here. I can bump my price up a bit to compensate. But the others have to go down quite a bit. 30 is way too high. I'm only fighting against Sekotai, and his stuff isn't that great. Despite the sound effect, there's no immediate change in my budgets and that with doing this, for which I'm grateful. Yeah, that price needs to come way down. There we go. Oh, Sekotai is getting in on all of the body goods. This is actually going to be a fight, and their market share is so much stronger than mine. Alright, well, it's war then. Just what I said we wouldn't be doing. Unfortunately for them, I've got a lot more behind me, so I should be able to deal with them appropriately. Damn, of all the goods in the game, and they pick the one kind of thing I'm after. Time to get the branding going. Range would be a good move. But what's the last thing? Body lotion, shampoo, soap, and toothpaste. Yeah, my quality's alright, but I need to drop that. Oh, man. Wait, oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. I've been looking at my imported toothpaste. Which means I should stop importing and selling toothpaste. I should keep that in mind. Right, here we go. I want to switch that toothpaste out. So my purchase of toothpaste is going to have to change to my purchase of pretty much anything else. Not really any other options here. Oh well, I'll just stop the purchase of it. Oh, wrong thing, wrong thing, wrong thing. That's my chewing gum. Also, I was still searching for warehouse. Alright, one mistake at a time. Keep buying that chewing gum and stop purchasing toothpaste and instead link yourself to something else. Wine! Why am I not selling wine? Or did I decide to sell wine in the other place? Alternatively, I could sell someone else's goods. This convenience store will sell damn near anything. I don't want to help my competitors by buying their own products. Did I ever get around to selling yogurt? Probably not. Let's sell yogurt. And then once it clears the stock of toothpaste, it'll get onto the yogurt. Okay, great. Back to making these changes, shall we? Yeah, he's on the import on that. Fair enough. Well, my 41 is superior to anybody else's here. Far less superior around here, though. There we go. I'm just going to crush him on these by severely lowballing him. Now, I wonder if he's going to lowball in response or not. We'll soon find out. I'm going to make another save game here, I think. Rice War. Ideally, I would have avoided this altogether and gotten into an industry that nobody else was getting into. I should have figured that if they were getting into one of the body care products, they would get into all of them. But that just means that Sekatai is my big corporate enemy here. How can I fight Reset, though? Well, I can fight it by having a much bigger annual profit than there, that's for sure. But I'm also horrifically in debt. Okay, so with that set up, we should go and check out how some of our skincare products are doing. Our skincare... Is that one of them? Yeah, there we go, cosmetic store. I feel like there used to be names popping up here better. There's an info thing, but it gets rid of my logos, and I like seeing the logos. Well, I can tell that you're making a loss, which is bad, but it's just because it's thinking it's selling those other goods that cost a lot of money. The lack of demand is a little painful, though. Maybe I am grossly overestimating. Oh, no, it's spiking up. There we go, there we go. Start selling at rates they're willing to pay, and it looks a lot better. Why is the shampoo not set at the right price here? Did I not set the shampoo correctly? Maybe I set the wrong shampoo. That's worthy of investigating, actually. Product details for shampoo. I set my import. Whoops, 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 whoops. I set the wrong thing. I don't want to compete against my imports, so I'm going to stop that import. But you I forgot to set the price for. I just fixed that now, but that means I need to go here, grab that shampoo, and link you to something else. What can we sell instead? Ideally, I just like seaports. Stops me paying my competitors for their own goods. I don't think I did frozen chickens, so I get frozen chickens instead. Not something I'm working with. This is where I figured I would be bothered by imports, because suddenly you're conflicting with your own import stuff. What's going on here? Coach? Coach is the chief executive of Stars, and he's looking into printers, notebooks, and desktops. When he does that, there are going to be notebook computers in the market. That strikes me as a big money maker. Oh nice, some of my tenements are almost breaking even. See, it was a long con all along. I couldn't help but notice that my profits are going way down, so I could really do with these cosmetic stores of mine making some actual money, please. Oh, not the convenience store. Where's a cosmetic store? Oh, it's got a lot to scroll through here. There's got to be an easier way. Can I go product? Firms? Oh yeah. If I go firms and I say, oh, there are a lot of them, aren't there? Ah, but it's not alphabetically sorted, but I can hit the letter to go to that. Alright, well, what was I looking for? Was it body shops? Cosmetics? Ah, so that's an easy way to filter between them all. Lovely. That's looking a lot better. Suddenly, I don't even have enough shampoo to beat the demand. Which tells me I should be selling them at much higher prices, so that's good. That's wonderful, in fact. I'm starting to wonder what it's like to have somebody manage this for you. So let's go to our headquarters and... Is it marketing? Is it office? Operating? The COO would probably handle that, right? So I want a COO who is big on retail. Frozen Kaiser's alright at retail. Istar is very good at retailing. Mile Schnechtai is suspiciously good at retail. Elcoro's alright at it. Well, looks like me and Mile Schnechtai are teaming up. Where is he at? He asks for 6.5 million a year. That's a lot, but let's just see how he can manage this. Right, I want you to maximize our market share. Freight concern is of very little concern to me. Never sell products below costs. Not a problem. Look for better supplies, only for my own... well, no. Low supply tolerance, don't really care. Look for better products to sell in retail stores, no. I don't like the idea of the AI switching out what I have my stores set up for. Prefer ordering from own warehouse over factories? Yes. Internal sale? Always enable internal sale. I don't like the idea of being a... You know what? Never change it, actually. I will decide if something should be internally sold or not. Sell factory internal sale. Yes! Oh, great. That means I don't have to manually do that. Wonderful. Change the training budgets, R&D budgets, and advertising budgets. Yes. Why not? Why not? Alright. Now I'm curious to see what he's going to be doing. Why do I keep thinking that that is my store? It's evidently not my store. Let's go and look at one of these and see what he does for the prices. For example, well, let's just let the time go and see what he does. I don't really look like it's changing costs at all. Did that change? Doesn't look like it's changing much at all. Maybe he's slow to do it. Maybe he just wanted to do that. Well, he did change it. It went up to 325. Trying to dominate the market share, man. Oh, but my brand looks good. He is able to change advertising. As my brand goes up, come on, we'd be able to charge a lot more money for this. You have to delegate. Click on your picture. What? I have to delegate that? Management policies I can change, but I'd figure you'd be doing that. I was hoping he'd be changing these prices, because look at the quality here. We could be doing much higher pricing. Oh, set the manager. Ah, every retail store is malschnechtized. There we go. And every new retail store. All new firms? No, not all the new. Well, actually, that allows him to do warehouses as well. There we go. Now let's see how he does it. I was expecting to see big price changes. Well, he upped it a wee bit. Interesting to see that we are not keeping up with demand. I could easily make another cosmetic store here in New Orleans, which probably means I could make a new one everywhere. How are we on... Oh, we got loads of this stuff back out, and we have loads of capacity to be making more. So actually, I reckon I would benefit from having another cosmetic store set up. I worry a bit about my bottom line on this, though. The prices that we charge are way too low. But they are going up, so Malschnechtei is doing his job there. Right, no sense not dominating. Bank, give me more money. It's not something you want to hear from me walking into a bank. Bankers tremble in fear. They ask me, are your apartments actually making any money? And I truthfully tell them, I have real estate making profit. So, again, I want to duplicate you. Look at that. My supply... Yeah, I just can't get them in fast enough to be dealing with demand. The training will help with that, but I reckon just duplicating you is the right way forward. Where would I put it, though? Should I have them next to each other? If we're not able to meet the demand, then surely having them next to each other wouldn't be a big deal, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to put you there anyway. And then we're going to check how it performs in Timbuktu as well. Where is it? It can be really hard to find your own goods here, especially with the big buildings, but there's our cosmetic store. Once again, Malschnechtei is managing it. Oh, we are losing market share big time to Reset Lemongrass's Seketai business. Still though, we will dominate. Let's duplicate you as well. I had no idea I had to delegate the jobs like that, or switch the ownership over to him. When I was doing my test runs, I was wondering why the CTOs and COOs and all that were so incredibly useless. Turns out I wasn't actually giving them any responsibility. I was just paying them a lot of money for them to do nothing. Something about life imitating art. Helsinki, where's my cosmetics at? Again, we're not keeping up with demand, so we're going to duplicate this firm. I'll put you elsewhere. Next to these big old buildings. Oh, there's got to be a better place for it. How about up here? Looks good. They were living the dream. Taking my money. How dare they? Where's that? Oh, Criffins, how do I keep losing it? Where is our... There we go. There's the cosmetic store. Once again, not meeting demand, so I'm going to duplicate you. And I might even put another one down here. There's bound to be enough customer traffic index around here. Some of it's very low. This is the Cape Town I know. All built around that one major river going through it. That's a decent enough one. There we go. So now, if we let time pass by, and make sure that I'm not in a horrific amount of debt, because I want to limit the amount of repayments that I have to make. Well, not the amount, but the sheer dosh that I have to give back to the banks. I want to limit. Right, now I'm really, really interested in how the market game is going to play out for skincare. It's a war between myself and Reset Lemongrass. I should have everything I need to defeat her. Oh, look at that. Oh, I don't like that at all. I wish I could track several products, though. Maybe I can. I want mucking about. I want trade sales. No, retail sales of specifically body care products. There we go. Right, let's actually speed up the game and watch this. Gonna save over price war. And let's see how this unfolds. This is going to be a test of whether or not I understand the game well enough to fight in a price war. So let's let the game move forward and see how this goes. So I'm definitely making... It doesn't tell me if this is profit or revenue. And I actually don't know. But, well, when it comes to body lotion, we are taking over production. There's probably always going to be this production from the imports, but I might be able to dwarf it. In terms of market share, we're gobbling up Seketai. Struggling on shampoo a bit, but I think we are... No, it's just cannibalizing the indies there. We are uncontested on soap. And when it comes to toothpaste, where are they even getting it? Oh, they must be importing it and getting their market share from selling their imports. Seizing the market share with uncompetitive... I've got very competitive sales going on here. Oh, what just happened? I feel like I got an alert on something, but I don't know what. They're giving me a fight on the shampoo. And I don't like how my revenue's coming down on the shampoo. How can this be? Yeah, my company is called Mucking About, because that's essentially what I'm doing in this this run. That shampoo. Look at that. We are... Wait, oh, of course, I've got 2 shops. I mean, I've got better quality than he does. Well, overall quality. My branding is stronger. His branding is rubbish. But my quality isn't quite there. I need my R&D actually to be functional. Where did I do my R&D in? New Orleans. We're about 3/5 of the way towards our tech. That tech should give us a significant boost in quality. And then it's up to Mal Schnechtai whether he invests that quality in making more money, or if he tries to just remain ahead of the game when it comes to market share. This is actually quite exciting. I'm taken aback. As Avi said, marketing is not connected in your new store. What? Oh, don't tell me I'm paying them for nothing. Wow. I really am. Well, I'm not paying them at all, but... That's funny. I thought I duplicated one that had it linked up, but evidently not. Thanks for that. Now my question is if Mal Schnechtai is going to link the media for me or not. I think I had him set to manage. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we can change the budget, but not the actual fact that we do advertising. Interesting. I wonder if it helps to do different ones, or you should only ever go for the best. Well, it's up to him whether or not he wants to pay for it. Mal Schnechtai knows best, as I now say. I think it doesn't keep... Ah, that must be it. You probably connect it up and it doesn't keep the connection unless you... No, I don't know. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to marketing. Wait, I just said it and it just killed the links. Don't know what to make of that. Oh, Mal Schnechtai is probably turning them off. Right, of course he would, because we have the domination of it. Where's marketing? Look at that, the brand's at 100. Of course we're going to shut it down. How dare I go against Mal Schnechtai's better ideas? I see. Once you get to brand 100, it's just a case of maintaining that brand. And since that has a 1/3 effect on quality, or overall quality, it just works out big time for us. How are we looking overall on this? Like I say, shampoo is where he's drawn the line in the dirt. I don't know how I'm going to kick his face in when it comes to shampoo. He doesn't even produce shampoo though, does he? Well, actually he does. That's his production of shampoo right there. Jake in one office switching them on, Mal in the next office cursing and turning them back off all day. I'm keeping him busy. He's asking for 6.5 million. Speaking of money, look at these profits. We are actually making some reasonable dough now off of our cosmetics. There was a big worry in me that I was actually just going to flounder and fail. And, you know, that's nothing new, right? I have done plenty of streams where I flounder and fail. But I've put in quite a lot of time off stream to trying to understand this game. There are many elements of it I don't understand, but I think this is one of the games that I actually want to master. I want to be able to load up this game and be... I want to say as good at it as I am at Caesar 3, but the problem there is that I'm the freaking best at Caesar 3, so... near enough. Maybe the best... Maybe like I am with streaming Caesar 3. The damn best. 12% GDP growth in the Cape. Truly the China of Africa. Well, that's because of my investment into the place, right? Now that I've given them all the goods to tart themselves up and clean themselves, the Cape Town people are not nearly so horrifically smelly and can actually get on with doing some work. How's our company performing against all other corporations? Right. We are running circles around the AI, which is good because in my practice runs, the AI has been laughing me out of the office. That's some good operational profit, but the trouble is we're not growing. I am somewhat able to pay off my debts though. Oh my god, I gotta stop clicking on that button. I hate this. There used to be a beautiful world map in the game, and you could assign territories to it easily through modding. Oh, it was wonderful. And then when they added the ability to make your own cities, they just gave you this. This is so uninspired. If I was into this game 20 years ago, I would have had a word to say about that, but I was too late. It's in the game now. It's probably not going to change. Wonder if I could mod it though. Probably be difficult with a random assignment of where things are. Okay, that completely took me off course. I think I was trying to go to the bank and pay off. Wow, I've got a lot of loan. I pay a lot of money in loan. I just want to pay back most that I can, let the rest of the profit come in. It's just if I ever have money that's sitting around doing nothing, I should be paying the bank off, because otherwise it's just money that costs me interest. I could deactivate DLC, but it comes with a lot of other nice features about economic growth in the cities, and even allows you to take over mayorship. In fact, who is the mayor of these cities? Do we have a way of checking? Cities... Mayor. Pepsi Man, the mayor of New Orleans. Pain Elemental, the mayor of Cape Town. The Gook is the mayor of Timbuktu. And Prez is the mayor of Helsinki. He's also a member of the Republican Party. I'd have to join a political party if I wanted to get in. By the way, political parties can also be modded in the game. The Republicans are led by Euristo, and Uncle Fester leads the Democratic Party, and these are the members. Pajama Sam stands for democracy. El Coro and Pepsi Man stand for the Republicans. A bit American-centric, but I think there are like Labour, Conservatives, Liberals, so maybe Anglo-centric is the way to look at it. Yeah, I know you can start your own political party. Now I'm clearly not there in the game yet, both in terms of advancing in this run and my understanding of the game. I don't know about this game, Jake. It's just not an economic simulation unless massive populations are smelly and naked. Well, they are still quite naked, but at least they don't smell so bad. There we go. Supply is almost reaching demand, which is fine. It's good to have demand that's slightly higher than supply, because then you just charge a bit more. And that's exactly what Malschnechtai is doing, and doing well. In fact, how are things looking? It's trending up on the body lotion and the soap, because we have crushed our enemy's ability to compete in us on that market. Toothpaste is up and down. Shampoo's still down, because we've got a bit of a price war going on this. I assume it's a price war. Oh, wow. Sekutai is being forced to sell at very, very little cost in order to compete on our quality. Because he's working on the branding, but our quality jump has allowed us to just run circles around him. I'm just... Oh, that feels so good. I mean, it can feel good to just buy a competition out, but having to force them to sell the fruits of their labor at tiny amounts of money just because you're so much better than them feels so good. It's cardboard box ending for Reset. Let's see how she's doing, her corporation. Let's see. Actually, the profit for Sekutai is really good. It's just that I'm stopping them from making the real profit. However, I think they're slowing down a bit and aren't quite keeping up with others. Baron is doing nothing but playing stocks, and he's lost his money playing stocks. Oh, Baron. Oh. God, that tickled me rotten. Yebo, I'm not playing this multiplayer, but the game does have multiplayer functionality, at least as far as I'm aware. But the reason we have, say, Baron and Reset Lemongrass in the game is because I've modded them in. And I am still updating that mod. In fact, I think I'll publish it after a couple of iterations of it. So if you're watching this and you think, man, I want to be in the game, I've got instructions on the Discord for how to join in. And if for some reason you don't like taking part in Discord, or for some reason you can't do them, someone will be there to help you. All I need is your name, your gender, and a profile picture. Or for a company name, and an image for the company. But they're really small, so it can't be something overly detailed. Some people have submitted pictures, like somebody put in a full standing version of Wilfred Dion, and you can't get that kind of quality in, what's this, 60 by 64, I think. Ah, man, that is one good looking picture of Coach. Great guy. Okay, speaking of great guys, I've made a fat stack of money here, so what am I going to invest in now? Do I want to fight another company, or do I just want to branch out into something new? As long as Mal Schnechtai is managing our body care products, I don't think I need to care too much about it for a while. That said, I want to... Where am I doing my manufacturing? It's New Orleans, right? I do want to check something here. What's the utilization rates? This is quite good. This is quite good. So there's 77% utilization of the input, which tells me that it's not flying out quite as fast as it's coming in, but it's near enough. I don't mind that. Which of course means the storage is completely full, but that's good. I want a backlog of my goods so that I never run dry. For example, I don't control the way plastics come in. I don't control the way any of my raw materials come in. So it's quite good to know that I have plenty of it backed up. If there's ever a problem with supply, as long as I know about it before my warehouses run out, I can jump on it by setting up, say, my own import of oil to turn into plastic, or even just mine out my own oil. Huge overheads, but it would allow me to control the oil market, and then everybody else who needs oil would have to come to me. But as it stands, this looks pretty well set up, so I can just leave it, and now it's time to... I feel like picking a fight. It's a lot more exciting to get in on an industry when somebody else is fighting you for it. Would it make sense to produce your own raw goods? Well, I just covered it there, Baron. For example, if I need plastic, I need oil. If I need oil, I need to buy this oil well, or any other oil well. But it costs $54 million just for the land of buying that natural resource. Then I'd have to set up factories to make it all, and I think my bottom line would be better after a while, but why even bother? Somebody else has done all that work for me. Your Chief Operating Officer, Miles Schnechtai, is asking for a salary raise. I don't have much choice but to agree. Inflation is a bit of a kicker. Besides, he has more than proven his worth when it comes to making the money. Miles playing his cards. If it weren't for Mal Schnechtai, I never would have gotten into Crusader Kings, I think. Killing Mal Schnechtai made me understand what Crusader Kings is all about. Unfortunately, Paradox have not released anything for Crusader Kings for a long time, so they let the poor game languish, and I haven't felt the itch to go to it for a long time. Right, we're getting distracted. I want to fight. As we can see, we're doing fine here. The only chance Reset Lemongrass has on it is on shampoo. And truth be told, I'm surprised she even has that market share. How does she even have that market share? My only suspicion is that I need to make more. Yeah, see, I don't produce enough for the demand. The only reason she's able to survive is because she has... she's selling to the people that I can't sell to here. I might even benefit from setting up another cosmetic store everywhere, just to really, really squeeze Reset out of the picture. So that's what I'm going to do. Because something I really like about playing with economics and capitalism is that it's expected that you don't be very nice. In fact, you should be outright evil in the pursuit of profit. That goes for the real world as well as in the game, but we're just talking about the game here. When I play games and I do nasty things in it, people tend to give me a bit of a hard time. How could you do that to those kids? Oh, he was just trying to defend himself. Oh, don't give jobs to these cripples. It can get a bit tiring for someone like me. However, in this, it's a given, right? I'm meant to be ruthless. Right, there we go. And I don't even need to do any kind of setup. Malschnecktai will cover this. The goods will come in, we will take care of that last bit of demand, hopefully. How is the demand around here? Apparently there's no demand. Don't give me that, I'm sure there's demand for this stuff. The demand will grow after having built that up. Anyway, I'm going to build one more of each of these in each of the cities, and hopefully that will completely crush Reset out of the picture. Poor Reset. Her last yayification. Hard to keep a good eye of where I've set up all my businesses. Isn't there something on the map that tells me where my own ones are? Population density. Show only. Ooh, Control F shows where mine are. Amazing. And it doesn't even change the map for me. So if I just go Control F. Oh my days, that is good. That is so good. See? Learning. Duplicate firm. Down here seems very good on the index, right? Yeah, 51 right there. There you go. Helsinki probably needs another one. So I will again duplicate you, Control F to see where I exist, and then set up elsewhere. 27, 24, see, I wish I had a better idea of how impactful this number is. It's really important, you're told, but how? What does it exactly do? But then I'm a bit of a stick in the mud when it comes to doing those things in games. Certainly larger down here, but it's not population dense. Well, if I set you over there, then let's set one more over here. Seems like a nice enough place. There we go. Let's let that run for a little bit and see how Reset manages with that. Nah, she's still holding on a bit. Kind of hurting me. If she wasn't existing there, I'm sure I'd be able to do a lot better on the shampoo business. Oh, well, look at that. She's caught up in the branding. My quality's still better than hers, though. She's really fighting me on the shampoo. However, I make a lot more money than you, Reset. I expect her to continue to grow. Surely she's up to other things, right? Yeah, look at that. Whilst I'm fighting her on the shampoo, which doesn't make her much money, she's gone into the mobile phone market to make her millions. And fair play to them. I'm going to be left in the dust if I just sit around worrying about shampoo and nothing else. We've got, wow, there's no keeping down Jimmy Hopkins here. Jimmy Hopkins on the 54. Coach on 26. Okay, I see what you're all about. What is Jimmy Hopkins making his money on anyway? Jimmy Hopkins is on air conditioners, cigars, refrigerators, washing machines. See, they're making so many different things that are making the big bucks, whereas me, I focus on very little. I mean, the rest of the stuff is just my imports, those don't matter. It's soap, it's toothpaste, it's body lotion. Interestingly enough, that fight with shampoo is really crushing me. As well as her. I guess this is exactly why you don't want to be fighting when it comes to the products. Jimmy would sell cigars. Oh, that is good. Where is he at? Who does Jimmy do it for? Communism, right? There he is. There he freaking is. He's an expert in home appliances. It's not the Jimmy I know. Okay, I'm actually going to call it there, because this went a lot better than I thought it would. This is actually at the point where I could easily continue this on and do a full-fledged campaign, but I don't want to do it with this. I want to have bigger maps, more AIs, more to do. I clearly have what it takes to get the ball rolling to begin with, and I want to continue on with there with all the ebbs and flows, but I need to do it with a bigger world. Why don't we take a little preview at that, actually? M&M. I'll just save over Price War. Keep that for later. What am I trying to do here? I want to go to the main menu, and I want to show what we could really be having. See, I'd be doing much the same, but I think I'd set up with, say, 6 cities and give ourselves a lot of competitors. I don't know if competitors can actually go bankrupt. I wouldn't mind them merging on their own, but let's say we had about 18 of them. And given how well that went, I think I can keep things on moderate. Yeah, fair enough. Let's start that up. I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to let the game run for a bit to see what we'd be dealing with. Speed 5, let it run for a year or whatever. I'm looking forward to more of this, says Chumro. I'm thinking there's going to be a lot more of this. The moment they go bankrupt or get bought out, a new one spawns, says Nerd. Wonderful. Then I don't think I'll put on the mergers. I hope you get notification that they go bankrupt. So, we'd be looking at a lot more people. Is this really the number I set up? Probably. Maybe a few more will spawn if I speed it up and let the year pass. What's the ETA on sharing the mod? Well, I need to update it, and I probably won't have time to update it until the weekend. So I guess I'll share it at the weekend. So consider that a time frame for you. If you want to join in the game before the weekend, I need you to submit your character and or your company for the game. Because after that, I'm probably not going to want to keep updating the mod, because it's a lot of work. I'll just want to be playing the game for a long campaign. And you can end up with... So, Rosette has come back, but she's actually managing, this time, the company Jeff Wayne's Store of the Worlds. And that name was so good. Whoever put that in made a brilliant name. Our very own Radar Truck is running the Banners Inc. What do we have here? Zhang Bao. If you don't know Zhang Bao... In fact, if you see a lot of characters here, and you don't recognize them, you need to play more games, man. Mr. Maze runs the Plague Hearts. Shitatsu Sho runs Stars. Trainer Rita has decided to join the nation of Lanka. That's Orlov, isn't it? Damn right, that's Orlov. Took me a while to realize that's someone licking a cat's face. I don't like that picture so much anymore. I thought it was just like a cat doing a discount thinking face, but no. Our friend the old engineer is running the Three Mountains. Who is that? Oh, it's Sea Space Echo. Disgusted with the limitations of his flesh body, and he's running communism. Mal Schnekta is not under my rule anymore. He runs the Hardy Boys. Virtual Bart runs whatever the hell this is. Kurashev's Studios. It's Brazil related, so it must be football. El Coro is running the Hansa. Randy is running the Mogadishu Shekels. Shekel Master Mogadishu Corporation. So, these are randomly assigned to companies, but the companies and the people are all modded into the game. Now, if you want to be part of that, then you've got till the weekend to sign up for it. And I'm really liking that. More people that we get cycled in, more different people we can have joining in for various elements, because it's not all CEOs. You get independent stock traders, you get people that you can bring in to be your CTOs and COOs and that. Basically, I really, really like this game, and now that I at least have a basic understanding of it, I feel comfortable enough going in and just doing a proper campaign of it. Now, I've got a little gift, and it's not even a gift from me. If you're watching this and you're thinking, like me, oh man, this game does look really good, I want to jump into it, I've got two things. First off is that the developers actually got in contact with me and said, hey, I see you like our game, and they gave me a little link that I can share. If you want to buy this game, you can buy it for 20% off with this link. It's not affiliated in any way, they just gave me the link, and money off is money off, so I'll post it in the chat there. If you want to get a copy of the game, you can grab it there. But if even that is too much for you, well, they gave me a bunch of codes for the game. I'm going to give 2 of them out right now, and we're going to be dispersing the rest of them in the usual manner at a later date. So they've got their own storefront, which you can use the code to get it from, I believe, or maybe you register it somehow. I don't actually know so well, but I'm going to post it. There's going to be a bunch of X's in the middle to stop bots from hoovering these up. So there's a couple copies for anyone that way inclined. And that'll be it for Capitalism Labs today. I'm glad I streamed this. I mean, I was meant to be doing They Are Billions, but this game was eating away at me. I could barely sleep last night just thinking about capitalism. And it's good because I wouldn't have been able to make it till the weekend before playing this some more. So I'm going to sort out the mod for the weekend, and we're going to start a proper run of it then. Whether it's before or after the weekly one-shot, not entirely sure, but it will be on the weekend. I will be back in about an hour and a half to 2 hours with some Amayui, as we're finishing off that long play. So many games struggling for time here. So until I am back with that, or back with They Are Billions tomorrow, it's a cheers from me, and a cheerio.